Good morning, Corning!
Welcome to episode number 5. Andy Earls here, your host, along with Mr. Bart White. Where's the overalls, Rich Martin?
Hey, I thought it was going to be cold this morning, so I wore shorts.
Man, you thought wrong. I'm sweating already. Guys, we're excited to be here, obviously, at the hometown radio station, KG More Music 93.5 headquarters. And we're excited today. We've got 4 different interviews here. Interview number 1 is already here. They were here bright and early, and we appreciate them for that. I'm going to go ahead and take it right out to them. And this is the CHS Band. To the left, we have Clayton, we have Cadence, Shelby, and Mr. David Hall. And what are you doing, Rich? You're messing with our camera. You're messing with our camera, man. God, these guys come in here and act like they own the place. I tell you.
I ain't done anything.
You're usually the spearhead, the guy who spearheads that. I'm going to hand the mic over to Bart, and I'm going to listen to the audio and make sure we're good there. And let's do this.
Okay, starting over here, let's introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about yourself.
My name is Clayton Leonard. I'm a senior here at Corning High School. I've been playing in the band for 5 years. I play trombone. I am the lieutenant in the marching band, and I'm the lead trombone player.
Okay, Cadence.
My name is Cadence James. I've been playing the percussion for band, which is drums, for I'm pretty sure it's 6 years. And this year I was promoted to drum major, so I'm drum major of the band.
Good for you.
I guess it's my turn now. Okay.
Shelby, you're next.
My name is Shelby LeGrand. I'm a senior here at Corning High School. I've been in the band since 8th grade, and I'm the one and only saxophone.
The one and only.
The one and only.
We got one this year.
No. Mr.
I'm Mr. Hall. I've been the
You don't
director.
count. You don't count.
I've been the director of bands at Corning since 2001. I've been in band since my 7th grade, which was '88. So, played clarinet back then and also do drums.
David, where'd you come from before here?
I taught 2 years in Blytheville,
2 years
and
in
then
Blytheville.
I'm a graduate of A-State University. Hometown's Jonesboro.
I bet that was a culture shock leaving Blytheville to come to Hicktown Corning.
You know, in some ways yes, in some ways no. They both have their a lot of families with a lot of challenges.
I think Mr. Hall does a really great job at remembering who the population of Corning is and who his students are and where they come from, in the way that he leads us. He's really considerate of that.
Well, that's good. Shelby, where'd you come from? I know you're new here.
I've been everywhere. Literally, I've been everywhere. I was born
Everywhere, man.
I was born in Florence, Kentucky, and then I lived in Caraway for a very long time, and then I moved to Paragould, and I was there for a long time, and now I'm here. So I've been.
You're not still a Kentucky fan, are you?
I don't.
Okay. I just threw it in my mouth. Sorry. I didn't mean to. Sorry.
My bad.
David, I've been wanting to ask you this for years. You know, your numbers have seemed to be growing here lately, but at one time you were down to a handful, weren't you?
There was some thin years. You know, the town shrinks, and it feels like you're always swimming kind of against the current of kids constantly moving away. It's been a challenge lately. One of the things that's kind of turned things around for us is I started teaching the 5th and 6th graders, and so I'm getting better beginner numbers as a boost from that. Yeah.
Now, I mean, I graduated in '81, but I can always remember them. I can always remember them coming over. David Fletcher, I think, was the band director's name when I was in
Look at me
school.
and Andy.
I know, yeah, it was before y'all's time. But he used to come and do the 5th and 6th graders, and we had bigger numbers. I noticed we went somewhere. Was it Cross County where they only had like 5 people out there?
Yeah, they had a few chairs out there. Bless their hearts. I mean, they sounded great. But they're just like you said, maybe it's like a basketball team that was really low-depth basketball team.
Do you have to pick your music according to your
Talents?
talents?
Actually, from my master's degree is in composition, and a lot of that is really more arranging. So I write most of our shows myself. I just pick the tunes out and arrange it, and I know exactly who I have and who I can give a solo to and which section is strong or weak. So I've always written my own shows. When we get into concert season, generally I tend to have to pick music, and that's actually a little bit harder because you're having to just find music that's out there instead of writing exactly to what you know you have.
But whenever you're picking the music for concert stuff, it really gives us a chance to like grow as musicians because you're not just setting it to what we're good at. You're also able to look through what you think we'd be able to do by the end of the year.
Yeah, there's some good challenges that get thrown in.
Cadence, you've come. I've watched you come up. I know you played ball for me, softball for a while, but ever since then,
I'm sorry, Cadence.
I've seen you grow. I mean, I can remember, and this year you're the
Major.
The major. How is that?
It's really great. I don't know. I'm really proud of my band, and I didn't think that I was going to be able to be a good drum major and keep us together, but I'm really proud of where the band has come from and where we have come from as a group.
That's awesome. Hey, I got a question for you. Who's your favorite drummer?
We've only got 3.
No, I'm talking about.
I'm awesome.
I'm talking about drummer like.
Oh,
band.
drummer period. I don't know. I don't listen to specific people usually. I like to pick and choose.
You don't like
from
Tommy
different-
Lee?
Hooven isn't.
Yeah.
That's Motley Crue. Pamela Anderson's
I'm
husband.
on my way. Sing it, Rich. Home Sweet Home. Hey, we're in Home Sweet Home here in Corning, Arkansas. Hey, I want to know when you're up there. You don't have mosquitoes up there when you're swatting them away, right?
Nope, no mosquitoes. I don't think I've been bit by a mosquito all football season.
She's up there swatting them and
Lucky.
doing her thing. That's awesome.
I get them on my neck and stuff whenever we're up in the stands. Like
yeah.
the other day, we were up there playing, and I got some laying on my neck and stuff while we were trying to play.
I'm about to say.
Mr. Hall doesn't provide y'all with bug spray?
No,
No.
we kind
I'll
of
tell
fend
you
for
what,
ourselves.
he's old school, man. I like it. He's old school. I like it. Mr. Hall, I got to ask you. You told me a story one time about 9/11 and during that time and what you guys were going through back then. Can you kind of? I know we've interviewed you a couple times at halftime, things of that nature. Can you go back through that story again?
That was quite a while, and it's interesting because I've been here a while. I've got kids who were in that band. One of their kids is a senior this year.
Oh wow.
So it's getting to be that time. Yeah, 9/11 happened my very first year here, and we would practice on Tuesday nights then, and it was on a Tuesday. And we went ahead and tried to have practice and got most of it done. That was just my personal way of being defiant to the terrorists at the time. It's just to kind of keep doing what we were doing.
Yeah. Keep things as normal as possible for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What's it like with David Hall as the band director?
Oh boy.
It's fun. I enjoy it. I have a good time.
Dave,
We mess with each other a little bit here and now and then, but it's always fun.
y'all calling him David is about to start having me calling him David, and I do not need to be doing
I
that.
still call him Mr. Hall.
I gotta stop myself from just calling him Hall because I've gotten used to him just calling out, "Hey Hall."
Yeah. I think Mr. Hall is a good band director because he does what he can with what he has. And he always manages to make sure that something good comes out, no matter if we've got 20 players, no matter if we've got 5 players, no matter if we've got a big budget or a little budget, no matter if we have uniforms that are falling apart, whether we have new ones. We have always been able to have a show put together. And he doesn't let us feel like we're not good enough, ever. Even if we might be behind, he will not let you feel like you're not good enough. He will always give you words of encouragement to make you better.
Well, she's really putting it on today.
You have to be the challenge. You have to kind of be a cheerleader because it's gradually changed over time. But you have to push the kids, but at the same time not push them too far. You have to make sure you put just the right level of difficulty in front of them that it's not so impossible that they're just going to get discouraged. You have to deal with teaching them how to get over their nerves. You have to deal with them not letting perfect be the enemy of good. A lot of kids have this belief that it has to be exactly right the first time, and they don't understand that to get to a professional level, you have to go through all those amateur levels and make all those mistakes. I actually tell my 5th graders when they first come in, I tell them, "You're going to fail in my class," and then I tell them you'll probably get an A for it. Just to try to get them used to performing and making mistakes in the practice process.
How many 5th and 6th graders do you have?
Well, the classes are, roughly 30, probably about 60 to 80 per grade.
Cool.
On average.
You need to get her a new drum set.
Drum
She's
set.
really building you up.
Get her own that for a senior gift. That would be an expensive senior gift.
Well, what would I get?
She wouldn't even use it.
What,
She barely.
what prompted y'all to want to be in the band? I'll start with you.
I've just always loved music. Like, ever since I was little, I've listened to music. I've been able to remember riffs and stuff just from random songs or random lines. So, like, it's just always been a thing for me to enjoy music, so I wanted to make it.
What about you, Cadence?
I'm going to be honest. Band wasn't something I was interested in until I got into, like, 6th grade, and I saw them, and I was like, oh, wow, that is so cool. And then I moved up to 7th grade into the junior high, and I was allowed to be around all these band people and, like, go to games and help. And I felt like I belonged so much. It's really cool because band is somewhere where kids that feel like they don't have much of a place to go, they can go and they will belong. It does not matter who you are or where you came from. You have a place there.
Yeah, there's a lot of kids that get band scholarships also.
Yeah. And
Jackson Davis' sisters at OSU,
Mhm.
Oklahoma State.
And just from coming in and feeling like I belong, I've like had this whole new opportunity given to me that I did not know was possible.
Right.
There's a
What
lot
about you,
more.
Trevor?
There's a lot more band scholarships available actually than even athletic.
In 6th grade, I was at Paragould, and they had the band like come and recruit the 5th and 6th graders, and like they would play like pep tunes and stuff. I remember watching, and I was like, oh my god, that looks like so much fun. Like I want to be a part of that, and so I just ended up being a part of it.
That's awesome. I want to know, Mr. Hall, and I bring this up because next week we'll probably hear some of this, but when is the band on a football game? When is the band allowed to play, and when are they supposed to stop?
Generally, our coaches ask us to try not to play when we have the ball, so that we don't interfere with our snap calls. In high school,
Oh,
it's
boy.
a lot more strict than in college. But in high school, we generally are allowed to play as long as we're outside the 25s.
Outside the 25,
So we
that's
try to play
interesting.
when the other team has the ball, so we can try to interfere with their snap
Sure,
calls.
sure. That's awesome. I always wondered that. I know we went to, I think it was One Ridge a couple years ago, and they were playing nonstop. It seemed like, and it was like, and then the PA announcer was yelling during the plays. I'm like, what is going on here?
We could play when our guys have the ball, but we don't want to do anything to hurt the team. So
It
We
kinda,
were talking about last night.
Yeah, because it was so intriguing to me to hear the band playing. 'Cause I remember you had told me that, and I had forgotten what the yard marker was. I remember you'd said something, and I've been paying attention to that every time we go somewhere, and I was like, wait a second.
it doesn't get followed a lot. We've had, the last time I recall the last time we had an away band here, they weren't paying attention to it.
We need y'all to come to Hoxie tonight and play extra loud when Hoxie has the ball the whole time.
Oh, goodness.
we would love to do that if we weren't so busy with junior high games the night before.
Well, I think that'd be fun to do a couple
Yeah.
of away games.
Away games would be
We
really
haven't done an away
fun.
game since 9th grade. When we won that Rector game, that's the last
Yeah,
time.
we went to a Rector game, and I accidentally hit a trumpet.
It's a long course. It's a long tote, and I know obviously you're carrying a lot of equipment. I know it's probably not easy either, and then you got to have space obviously wherever you're going, and a lot of our away places don't have a whole lot of room, unfortunately.
Another one of my challenges with it, we do the junior high games, and my kids work, and I have to balance. Them having enough time to keep the job and still keep them in band.
Yeah, that's awesome. That makes sense too, honestly.
Well, maybe if the band can't go, maybe the school will send a pet bus, and all the kids that want to go to the ball game can go.
That'd be cool.
That'd be pretty awesome.
Yeah, I like that.
That's a
It's a
cool
good idea, actually.
Farts, he doesn't have many of those up in there, but every once in a while something just clicks, every once in a while.
Every once in a while, they rub together, the brain cells.
That's
you know?
right. Every now and then. Not often, though. It's not often. You guys seen something?
Brain, you see how big my head is.
Y'all seen something very, very rare.
David, when am I going to get to hear the horse?
What's this?
The horse.
The song.
He's been bugging me for 20 years to play this.
20 years.
Play
What
this
is the
song
horse?
called The
Tell me
Horse.
what the
It's
horse
something
is.
they played, 30 years ago.
It used to
Hang
be
on.
when I worked here.
I want to get your excitement on camera. Do that again.
When I used to work here at the radio station, it was the 1260 Club. Da 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 da. The horse. It was by
That's a-
Melvin.
He don't even act like he knows what.
Oh, he knows. He knows.
I know what he's talking about, but
That's
it
a
doesn't-
really cool story, Rich. Do you have any more?
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding.
Full story, Rich. You got another one?
No, that was the only one.
Well,
Okay, boys.
I don't know what the 1260 Club is. What exactly is that?
1260 Club. That was the hip when we worked at the radio station here. When the kids got out of school, Corning only had the AM station 1260 for a long time. KCCB.
That's not true.
What's not true?
They had 12 people, and that was their IQ combined, 1260.
Rich wasn't in that.
The 1260 club was when the kids would get out of school, you'd play the more hip stuff, that the kids wanted to listen to.
Hip stuff.
Yeah, like in the
What's some hip stuff back then, Rich?
Define hip.
Eagles and stuff like that.
Oh, nice.
Credence.
Well, what's some hip stuff now for you guys? What do y'all listen to? What kind of music do you guys listen to?
Tyler the Creator.
Who? Did she say Creed?
No, Tyler
No.
the Creator.
Do you know that one?
No, I know Creed, though.
What? Sing me a song there.
I ain't singing, girl.
I'll do the background vocals.
No.
No. I listen to a little bit of indie rock, a little bit of classic rock, and like I don't know, a little bit of rap.
Machine Gun
Maybe.
Kelly. Any of y'all like Machine Gun Kelly? No.
No.
I listen to a little bit of everything, and even I don't listen to that.
I'll listen to anything. As long
Again,
as
Bard's taste.
I'll listen to anything as long as it's not
Yeah, I
country.
like
I
everything
can't.
country.
What? I can't listen to country. I just can't.
Listen
You-
country.
you-
No.
No, me neither.
She
can't.
didn't grow up with it in her home.
Yeah.
Yeah, I listen to it a
Rock,
little
metal,
bit.
jazz, classical.
How about Meatloaf?
What?
Yeah, meatloaf. Any of y'all like meatloaf?
Not the food.
There we
Oh,
go.
Oh,
My
Would
man.
you-
never mind.
Would you do anything for love? But you wouldn't do that.
I won't do that. No, I won't do that.
Never mind. I thought we were talking about food.
I like that kind of meatloaf too, Clayton.
Sounds really good, honestly.
Hey, Amy's got good meatloaf at Parkview.
Yeah,
Oh,
she
yeah.
does. That's one of our sponsors, by the way. Just quick plug. Shameless plug there. I want to know, what is y'all's, Mr. Hall, what is y'all's off season like? I know y'all probably limited on what y'all can do and what you can't.
There's no such thing.
In
There is
band,
no
there's no
off-season.
such thing. Okay.
But basically, just a little bit of the summer. As soon as football season's actually before football season's over, after we do our last competition, we'll switch to doing concert band for 3 days a week and doing marching band for 2 days a week. Start getting ready for a Christmas concert, and then we have concert season competition in March. We have kids trying out for all region and all state. Then we have put on a spring concert as well, and then there's recruiting concerts.
Jeez,
Then we are starting on our next year's show after our spring concert in May. So we get the summer off, and we even come back for the July 4th parade. So we don't have an off season. There's no such thing. Yeah.
I've got another question for each one of y'all. We'll start with Clayton. What are your plans after high school?
I'm planning on attending UCA. I'm actually thinking about joining their marching band over there, but I'm wanting to get a major in filming down there.
Okay. We have some cameras you can borrow anytime.
Oh yeah.
Sweet.
You should actually start interning for them a little.
Hey, you really could. Seriously, we always need help because we got guys like Bart that are on the staff. It's just, I took what I could get. You know what I mean?
All right.
Yesterday he was begging me to stay, asking me how long I was going to stay with CSR. I got the text message to prove it.
That wasn't me. No, I'm kidding.
Someone else got my phone.
That's it.
I don't know where I'm gonna go yet, but I plan on studying education. More than likely to be a high school teacher. That might change to lower elementary.
Right.
But I already have my certifications to work in a preschool or daycare.
Cool.
So I plan on doing that through college.
That's awesome.
Good.
Well, if we ever need a sideline reporter, we'll call Cadence then.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I bet she can do it, too.
I bet she could too. She's not bashful.
I like it.
I plan on going to either UCA or Louisville. I haven't decided yet, but I'm going to go to school and become an obstetrician and deliver babies for the rest of my life.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
So you love those babies?
No, I don't like the babies. I
Not the
mean,
babies
She just
themselves.
wants to deliver
No,
them.
I just
Yeah.
want to deliver them.
After that, it's
Know
just
that I helped.
Mr. Hall, what's your plans after high school?
Yeah. what's your plans in retirement?
For retirement, I don't know if I want to retire. I'm doing a
Yeah.
job I enjoy, so
Play video
I will
games
go
all
well
day
past retirement. For sure, we'll go well past retirement age.
There you go.
If the only thing I might enjoy doing is going and doing something in the NASCAR world, maybe
There you
be up
go.
on the official side or something.
Yeah.
I have a lot of wide hobbies other than music. I'm pretty big into NASCAR and powerlifting. And
I was just going to ask that real quick. So you got, because I know I've seen this before, you've got a really, really unique setup at home. Tell everybody at home, I know one of those hobbies, your virtual racing hobby. That's really neat.
You got one of the hosts.
I've got a rig. It's made of 80/20 aluminum profile,
Yeah.
which is a kind of standard that you can use with hydraulic racing pedals and a wheel.
Luke Mathis' dad has one of those.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
I think I've
Yep,
seen him
Jim
on
Mathis,
there.
yes, sir.
Luke's a cool dude, but his dad's a really cool dude. But I don't know if he's as good as David. Every time I see David, he's finishing like first, second, third. Like, It's
Nobody
impressive.
wants to finish last.
If you ain't first.
If you ain't first,
Yeah,
you're
if you
last.
ain't first, you last.
I've gotten to race with AJ Allmendinger.
Oh, wow, the Dinger, baby.
Dylan Hart. I've gotten to speak with Elliott Sadler.
Yeah.
I'm actually in a group chat with him on Facebook because
Cool.
I've interviewed.
Good road course
He owns an esports team now.
I didn't know that.
I mean, they're the top level. Actually, they get $300,000 for their purse prize just
Holy
for racing
smokes.
on iRacing.
Wow.
And he owns one of those teams, and I've interviewed both of his races. I do the
So
podcast.
you could probably
world.
make a lot more money than a band director at a high school.
No, probably not. I'm not. I'm just as far as compared to the pros that I'm not as fast as them. I can stay on the lead lap with them, but
Yeah.
no, those guys it's a full time job for them.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
and
How many
it's a hobby
NASCAR
for
races
me.
have you been to?
I've probably
Several?
lost count. I've been to Bristol, Martinsville, Nashville, St. Louis.
I've been
and
to
Memphis.
Talladega twice. I've been to Kansas City once, and I've been to Dallas.
I like the shorter tracks usually.
Me too.
Dallas was probably my funnest trip because we got to go down in the pits and
Mm-hmm.
do all that stuff. It was pretty cool.
Bristol, your ears will ring about 30 minutes after the race is over, and they'll still be ringing. It's just
You better have ear protection.
yeah,
if
it's
you do any of
wild
those.
there. It
The
really
last
is.
time I went to Talladega was the last time Dale Earnhardt Sr. won.
That's awesome.
It was pretty fun.
I don't know if you saw, but we're actually using a Dale Earnhardt Senior flag on the show.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
That is fantastic. We'll have to get that. We need to zoom in on
Y'all
that.
like NASCAR?
No.
I've wanted to
no.
go to a
Watch it
race.
on
I don't
TV.
watch it, but I wanted to go to
Man,
a
if you
race.
go-
I like
totally
the local races that
Yeah.
we have kind of around here. Those, yeah.
It's more interesting if you know the drivers
The
or you've seen it in
Sure,
person.
right.
Huh?
Sure.
The
What's
derbies?
cool is
Yeah,
wearing a
the
headset.
Those are
listening to
races.
them talk.
No,
Yeah.
no, not the derbies.
What do okay? What are you benching now?
285. Though
My
I'm-
man,
Yeah. Though I'm fighting tennis elbow. I can push, but I can't pull right now.
that sucks.
I benched too.
He benches Clayton's up. Did y'all ever walk out for band practice and Mr. Hall's out there just curling, pumping iron or anything?
No, but the other day after band practice, we were all tired and complaining, and he's like, "Y'all are lucky you don't have to be out till 8 p.m. like I am at the gym."
One day we came in from
We were like, okay.
one day we came in from practice, and he said he looked at the tuba case and he said, "Clayton, Alex, put that on my back. I want to see if I can lift that." So we did it. He did it, by the way.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's fantastic. We may have you and Bart arm wrestle here in a minute live on TV.
He said he just told you.
I want to see this, man.
I don't want to beat somebody that's hurt.
Left-handed.
I can't arm wrestle.
He's gonna. David
I'm
will
actually
break the table
left-handed.
with you. See, there you go. That's awesome.
When his right arm gets healed up, we'll arm wrestle.
Okay, well, we'll get it live on TV. I can't wait to be there.
No, we're going to arm wrestle first, not on TV. And if I can't beat him, I'm not doing it live.
My money's on Mr. Hall. I'm just saying. Just saying. Man, we really, really appreciate you guys coming on. I know we're getting crunched on time here.
Hey, we may have to get her on CSR one of these days.
I think
She's
Cadence
not
could
bad.
do it.
She
I
likes
think
to
Clayton
golf.
could do it too. I think Shelby's going to get out of that shell at some
Yeah,
point
maybe.
too.
You have no idea. Like, actually, you have no idea.
That's the first part of her
She
name.
literally
join the
never
club.
stops.
I'm probably the craziest person I know.
See, there
Like,
you go.
literally, I'm.
She doesn't have a filter.
No.
There you go.
can
So
tell
maybe
you
we
that.
You should
shouldn't.
hear her in band.
No,
That'll
we'll
be-
get
that'll
her
be-
on with me.
that'll
This
be
is like the
Bart
one
2.0.
time she does have a filter.
I gotta. I'm like really good at watching what I say.
You should
I
hear.
have to do that on CSR. I've really come a
We
long way.
really have
Yeah,
to
I
worry
know.
about Bart.
Before I came on here, I was like, God, I'm probably about to say a bad word.
Well, you've done a great job
Thank
today.
you.
You really have. And I really appreciate you guys. I really do. It's not easy coming on here on these heads. It's so different, you know, when you're on a headset and then there's cameras in front of you. There's always electronic stuff, and it's just so different. You can't really explain it until you do it. And I think all you guys have done a great job today. I really do.
Yeah, and we appreciate what y'all do for Corning High School.
Hey,
Thank you.
I said this, and I honest to God, I mean it. So, when do we have the cheerleaders? The last show or two? Or so? Yeah. We cannot have Friday nights without you guys, without the cheerleaders. It just wouldn't. It'd be odd. It'd be like me and Bart being somewhere without each other. It wouldn't. Seem right. And
Yeah, that 2-hour
really
plane
mean
ride.
I really mean that. You guys are just as big a part of it as anybody is, and we appreciate. I love the fight song when the guys come out. You know, when we score a touchdown, the little things on defense. I love it, and I just couldn't do it without you guys. So.
I get tickled watching him get excited.
I know, man. He gets pumped out there. I like it. I really
You
do.
got pulled for the team. All right.
Half of the time, if you guys would turn the cameras over, half the time I'm dancing in the stands.
The whole
when you
band
get
does
like a
not
full-time
stop
band
dancing.
cam. Yeah, band cam, and just keep it on them the whole time.
Yeah, you guys gotta have like a band cam set up because you will see some.
We tried to one night, and someone kept kicking the plug or something, and it was so frustrating. I was like Shelby. I was saying things I probably shouldn't have that night.
Were you who was on the cameras in the talk box last night?
The what now?
I don't know
The
what
press
it's called.
box?
The press box.
box.
I couldn't think of the
I said
word.
the dog box.
I said
No,
the talk box.
I said the
I
talk-
couldn't remember the
always
word
start
press
using that,
box.
the talk box. I wasn't up there, but we had a crew there. We had some.
Whoever was manning the cameras,
Yeah.
the way that they were moving it on our show was so funny. I liked it.
It was good.
Yes.
Okay.
There's a part where we all bend down and they
Yeah.
zoomed in whenever we bend
Yeah.
down and then slowly zoomed out as we slowly
Professional.
stood
Who was
up.
in the camera?
I
last night?
know. It looked so
I love it.
good.
I turned the game on to watch it, and Ethan and I guess it was Timothy.
Oh,
Yeah. And Tina
Timmy.
said, "Boy, you can tell Ethan's had a lot of cornbread and white beans in his life, as southern as he is."
He talks real country like, yeah.
doesn't make funny either.
No.
Well, guys, do y'all have any last words you want to say, or maybe a shout out to somebody at home, anything at all?
I'll give a shout out to my mom because I know she's like freaking out.
Oh, yeah.
Shout out to the fam.
She's probably
To
on
the
the stream
band.
right now, actually.
She's probably
Yeah,
is.
Shelby's mom's probably
She
been on
said,
here
"Good
since before
morning,
it started.
love you, Shelby."
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Sit up straight.
she gets it from her mama.
Yeah, she's always on my butt all the time.
That's good to have that support, though. Thank you, guys. Seriously,
We do-
thank y'all for coming on,
Thank
Mr.
you
Hall.
for
Thank
having
you
Happy
for
to
what you
be
do.
here.
We do open competition Saturday.
Yes,
Oh,
we do
yeah.
in Jonesboro.
In Jonesboro? Okay, well,
Yep.
so where... Oh, I'm glad you said something, because I forgot. If somebody was to want to donate to your all's cause, to the band, can they, do that? Or can they go through the
Yes,
Booster Club?
we
How
have-
does that...
We have a Patreon.
Patreon and a
Okay.
Cash App.
Okay.
And I don't remember the Cash App tag, so
I didn't know.
the Patreon is /CHS Band, and I'm just going to
/CHS band? Okay.
Yeah, and for the Cash App,
Let's get a card.
yeah, we
Yeah.
got-
Yeah.
we
You-
need
We need
go,
a business
poster.
card made.
Yeah.
Just every time, every
Yeah.
competition, just slip out a business card.
We can drop them on the ground at the
Yeah.
games and just pretend oh, I dropped my card.
Do you remember that night whenever the whole band was doing shout outs?
It's
Yeah.
just
that was
at
not
one
fun.
competition.
Oh,
It
yeah.
started with my friends got together. We had my birthday was 2 days before a competition,
Yeah.
so they got together and they made a shout out over the stadium. Happy birthday to me!
Yeah.
that's awesome.
And then
You can do that at
afterwards,
concert.
about 10, 20 minutes later, the whole band was doing it.
That's awesome. That's pretty neat. Richard, you're PA up here. We may start figuring out whose birthday it is and start
Well,
the
at band
whole crowd singing
competitions, a way that they raise money is they have a table set up and they're like, come tell us what you want to say for $5 and we'll say it over the intercom.
More like
and
Oh, wow.
If
it's
they
more
had-
like $8. It's more like $8. It's
No,
really
but
not
you don't need to
$5.
do that.
But
If they gave awards for that, I'm pretty sure we probably would have won an award for best most shout outs
That's awesome.
that day.
We're popular.
Leave the game with $5,000 cash.
Shot, we're not that lucky. So
on
forward
Cash
slash
App,
CHS band.
/CHS Band for
Okay.
the Patreon. That's where you can set up a monthly payment.
Okay.
And then Cash App, if you just want to do it one time, is just $ Corning Band.
$ Corning Band. No
Yeah.
spaces, nothing.
spaces.
Just $ Corning Band. Okay, so that's how they can actually donate and contribute to helping you guys out. Because obviously, I'm sure equipment isn't cheap, and you guys have some pretty nice outfits.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got them
New
brand
uniforms.
new.
it's been
They're
a while,
brand new.
but they're brand new.
Yeah.
We used the old ones for 15 years.
Yeah.
Holy.
Yeah.
I
There you go.
actually
There's
got
a
to
whole
buy
list of those
mine.
15 years. My
Oh,
goodness.
yeah. We are actually working on a project with those old uniforms. If any old Corning Band alumni are interested in buying them, maybe contact Mr. Hall or Annie Williamson, who's our flagline coach. She's helping with that. We are hoping to make pillows and memorabilia with the coats.
That's cool. Do y'all have
Yes.
like a 2X?
Well, yeah, we can. Yeah,
No, I
We
want
got
to.
like a 5X.
yeah.
We should do a halftime show, Bart. Me and you.
Join us.
You gotta rent them. Come on.
Join us. Come out. Dance for Grease Lightning.
I can play the
You got to be able to
triangle.
march and
You can
step.
play
though.
my. You can play my solo.
You got to be able to
for
march
me.
and step.
Dance
I
for
don't know
Grease
that I can do
Lightning.
that.
Whole drum set?
Oh, I mean, we have a whole drum set. It'd take a hot minute to
I
set
don't
it
know that I
up.
can. My back would hurt after a while.
I marched.
What?
I pulled a little Travis Barker out of my bag.
I marched the parade for ASU homecoming last Saturday, and it was definitely hard on the back.
Oh, I can't even imagine. Yeah, I have a lot of respect for you guys. I couldn't do it.
Oh my
I really
gosh,
couldn't.
the drums are heavy.
Yes, yeah, I'm out. Never
And they
mind.
don't-
I would sweat too much, Bart. Let's skip that.
When you're
Forget
carrying
what I
one,
said.
there's just no relief. The weight is there nonstop.
Yeah. Well, guys, I really, really appreciate y'all for coming in. Y'all did an awesome job, and we appreciate what y'all do here. We really, really do. Again, we couldn't have Friday nights without you. We really, really couldn't. We're obviously excited to get back home and to hear that band again. So thank y'all for what y'all do. That has been the Corning High School Band. Love that. Love that they came on here. We had four here. That's awesome. We've never had that many, I don't think, have we? At one time. That's awesome.
Okay. Well, like during a game because I'm kind of busy.
She's kind of busy, Bart.
Like
She's too busy for us.
She can come to the playoff game and get the most of
She's too good for us. And I understand. I get it.
I might be able to come to an away game or two.
There we go. Guys, we can't be without our sponsors. We're going to send it out to our commercial break. When we come back, we got the CHS Tennis. That's not how it sounds. How does it sound?
These girls are state bound.
State bound. Is it eastbound and down? No, it'd be westbound,
That's
wouldn't
an
it?
awesome show.
Southbound. Anyways, we'll be right back. Red Taylor Ford, your family-owned and operated hometown dealer right here in Corning for over 45 years now. Any of your automotive needs, go by and see them, whether it's sales, maybe new or used, or parts or service. They've got you taken care of. You can see them Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m., or Saturday, 7 to noon. A lot of friendly faces there, like David and Brent Taylor, Jim Clifton. Or you can call those fine folks at 870-857-3516. Find them on Facebook. Find them online, www.redtaylorford.com. Proud sponsors of KBKG More Music 93.5 FM and of the Corning Bobcats. KBKG More Music 93.5 FM. Corning's hometown station. That's what you're listening to right now, and we appreciate you for tuning in. Hey guys, if you want to tune in every Friday night during football season, we'll have all the Corning Bobcat football games live on your radio waves right here. Also select basketball games, baseball, and softball games. That's right here, More Music 93.5. Also, we want to say thank you to Jim Atkins, owner-operator at KBKG, for all he does and for allowing us to do this radio show this morning, and Amanda Sutphin for all of her help, and Rob Barnett for all he does as well. Again, KBKG, More Music 93.5, Corning's hometown station. Go Cats, go. You're listening to Good Morning Corning, our new radio station here in our hometown of Corning, Arkansas, hosted by myself, Andy Earls, and co-hosted by Bart White and Mark Hufford, right here on KBKG, More Music 93.5. Look ahead to more of these radio shows, and your current show will be back on very shortly. Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, that was him. All right, just to tell y'all, we'll start off, we'll let y'all introduce yourself, and then we'll start this round. We don't even have any pre-made questions, so I apologize. We're just going to wing it.
Okay.
We're just going to have fun.
I did my background work. I'm the coach.
Oh, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Well, thank God he knows what he's doing. And I'm gonna let y'all start off again.
Are we on yet? I'm Bart White, by the way. I've never met
Hey.
you before.
This is there, like David and Brent Taylor, Jim Clifton. Or you can call those fine folks at 870-857-3516. Find them on Facebook. Find them online, www.redtaylorford.com. Proud sponsors of KBKG More Music 93.5 FM and of the Corning Bobcats. KBKG More Music 93.5 FM. Corning's hometown station. That's what you're listening to right now, and we appreciate you for tuning in. Hey guys, if you want to tune in every Friday night during football season, we'll have all the Corning Bobcat football games live on your radio waves right here. Also select basketball games, baseball, and softball games. That's right here, More Music 93.5. Also, we want to say thank you to Jim Atkins, owner-operator at KBKG, for all he does and for allowing us to do this radio show this morning, and Amanda Sutphin for all of her help.
Now
we're back here live at KBKG More Music 93.5 headquarters, your hometown station here in Corning. You always used to
Crime-free Corning.
Crime-free, yeah.
Corning, come on.
Corning.
There we go. Thank you. I think you're slacking today. Co-host Andy Earls, Bart White, Rich Martin. We got some new guests here now. Our second interview of the day, episode number 5 of Good Morning Corning. We're excited to get this interview going. I'm going to take you right to them, and I'm going to let Bart and Rich take over.
Go ahead, Rich.
Annie, tennis coach. You've got two girls here that are going state bound, which that'll be Monday.
Yes.
Yeah, Whitley Bolden and Katie Hampton, doubles partners. How long have y'all been doubles partners?
4 years.
4 years. I remember. Yeah, I remember when y'all started. I really do. Tell us a little bit about yourself, Katie.
I play basketball. That's pretty much it.
Basketball and tennis. Yeah. Any hobbies?
Basketball and tennis.
Basketball and tennis, yeah.
No, not really.
No.
I remember you from Pee Wee basketball.
Yeah.
Nice ref. Both of y'all, actually.
Yeah, now y'all played basketball a long time, since 4th grade, hadn't it?
I used to go around with the triplets and stuff, and Uncle Ted. And
Right,
yeah,
right.
we would all go together.
Now
so
she's better than them.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
Whit, tell us about yourself.
I'm a senior at Corning High School. I play softball, basketball, and tennis. I work at the nutrition club, Hop Valley Nutrition. Yeah, I'm in a few clubs and stuff around school. That's about it.
Annie, tell us about yourself.
So my name's Annie Williamson. I am from Imboden, Arkansas, so I'm not from Corning.
We're sorry.
So I graduated from Sloan Hendricks in 2018. And then I graduated from Williams Baptist University in 2021. My degree is in physical education with a coaching endorsement. So my degree is actually not in failing consumer science, but I am certified in failing consumer science.
Do you actually teach a class here at Corning?
Yes. So I teach 3 different classes at Corning under the umbrella of failing consumer science.
Gotcha.
And then I'm also the color guard instructor for the band. And then I'm the head tennis coach for the boys and the girls tennis teams. And then head 7th grade basketball, and then junior high assistant basketball and senior high assistant basketball
Man,
coach.
you're busy.
Is there anything you don't do? I think she digs the ditches and mows the grass and sweeps the floors.
She just had a baby, too.
Hey,
Man,
congratulations.
Superwoman.
Thank you.
She is. She
Sorry,
is.
I just had to do that one time. I never.
She
Sorry.
had it 8 years down the road. Shelby could have delivered it.
There you go. That's right. Shelby LeGrand, our previous. Hey, tell us about this season for those that maybe haven't followed Bobcat tennis and how successful it's been and some of the memories for you guys.
So our tennis season has been really interesting this year. A very different dynamic. We had 11 seniors this year. So, and a lot of returners, but a few new people. But this was a really good year for tennis. Last year we ended up winning the district tournament, overall girls team championship, and so we knew going into the season that if we wanted to make it deep into the state tournament, we were going to have to play some really tough competition. So this year I kind of on purpose made our tennis schedule a little harder. This year we ended up playing Nettleton and Valley View, some harder schools. We also played Riverside, which is a team that goes really deep in the 2A state tournament. All-state tennis players every single year, very tough competitors, which is exactly what we needed because our girls, they need hard competition, which they didn't like it, but they know it's good for them. Yeah. Yeah, and it really did pay off because in district tournament, we won girls singles and girls doubles, turn around both teams.
That's awesome. That's fantastic. That's big-time stuff right there.
Did you see this right here, Andy? Harrison Williamson. That's
I bet you know him, don't
wife.
you?
Yeah.
That's my wife and district coach of the year. So proud of you.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Good
talking
job.
about. Yeah, that's brownie points. That away, Harrison. That a boy.
You wouldn't know if she was blushing, though. You wouldn't.
So you're Coach Songer's assistant coach, right?
Yes,
How
and
you
that
like-
is
how you
a
like Jerry?
very interesting dynamic.
He's a good friend of mine.
He is an amazing guy, but it's a very interesting dynamic because I'm a very young female, and he's a little bit of an older male, and
Yeah.
so it's kind of
A
funny.
little bit of an older male.
Yeah.
Age is just a number, but yeah, we
Yeah.
get what you're saying.
He's kind of old.
He is
So it's
old.
an interesting
Start songing up
dynamic.
I hope he's watching.
And he's a little loud, and you're a little quiet. I've noticed when you were out there
Yeah.
yelling at the
Wow.
girls
What?
couldn't hear you.
because you're, come on, girls, come on. And we couldn't hear you out there, and you're going to have to get with it.
I like the balance.
Yeah.
We kind of balance each other out in that sense, and I like that.
I got a funny, quick story about him. Both my daughters played for him. My oldest daughter, Madison, he took her out one night for some reason, chewed her out, threw her right back in there, you know, and after the game, she was coming out of the dressing room, and he said, Madison, come here for a second. She's like, yeah, what is it, Coach Songer? You didn't act like it bothered you very much when I chewed you out. And she said, I played pee-wee basketball for my dad for 3 years. That wasn't nothing.
I want to know, you gals, what it's like to play for Coach Williamson here.
We were her first for about everything. Her first year teaching, we were her first students. Pretty much we were her first year of coaching. So, I mean, going into it, she was pretty laid back and stuff. So she's kind of kept like the same vibe in that area. But she's learned a lot more about tennis. We kind of showed her the ropes of tennis, and I'm really happy for her, how much she's come along, and I'm excited to see what she does next year for the tennis team because I feel like she's going to be a really good coach.
That's awesome.
How many players did y'all have this year on the girls' squad?
On the girls, we had 11, but total we had 16. And it was a very interesting dynamic because last year we only had one boy, and so this year we picked up a few more boys, but they were mostly seniors, and so we're not retaining them. But I've been scouting, and where I found a scout is the boy basketball players who don't play football.
There you go.
Those boys. They are very athletic, and they do well. That's how I found Clayton Van Poel.
Yeah.
And in one single season, I mean, he got all-district tournament in his first year playing tennis, you know, because he was just so naturally athletic. He picked it up so quick.
Yeah.
Him and Duncan Tyler.
Yeah.
You guys almost have more than the football team's dressing out. It's freaking close.
Piggott especially.
Yeah, more than Piggott does. Katie, what's it like for you playing for Coach?
It's basically just like having a best friend. Like,
Oh,
I don't really
that's
see her as a coach. Really.
That's really sweet.
Yeah, I think she's about to tear up.
That's a tearjerker there, man. I got us over here, too. Don't do that to us.
Yeah, don't do that to us.
Gosh, I need a tissue now.
Vernon Groves is watching. Do we know Vernon Groves?
He's my grandpa.
He's your grandpa, yeah.
That's awesome. Oh, gosh. I don't want to – I'm going to say this, but Miss Erin Wheeler just had to comment. She says Bart and Andy need to play you on the game. I think not.
Let's do it.
I think not.
I think that would
I don't
be
want
fun.
any of that.
After season's over, I think that would be a lot of fun.
I think we would get dominated and it would be –
doubles. We don't have to run as far.
But see, everything I've told my wife about my glory days, she's going to think I'm this great athlete. In reality, I'm not.
You ever played tennis, though?
Not really.
And I got a tennis racket in my closet.
Wow.
Dude, so what's that do for me?
I have
I'm ready is what I was saying.
If y'all want to, we'll entertain it. Let me think about
But y'all have to be easy on the serves.
Y'all can
Do
only
y'all serve
y'all
like really hard like the pros?
I don't jump serve, but we can. I mean, we serve
Hey,
They
decent
can.
for girls.
You can
They
only
can. They
backhand.
Whit gets it over the net about that far, and it just comes flying in there. I've
Now let
watched
me
it
ask you a
serve.
question. I've played tennis, but I don't know the rules.
Okay.
Like if you barely hit one over the net and I'm up close to it, I have to let it hit the ground before I hit it back?
You don't have to let it hit
No.
the ground.
Okay, so I can smoke it right
You
there.
just can't cross the net.
Right.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, we'll play
Yeah,
y'all.
But you guys can only backhand forehanded left-handed. Your right hand's got to be tied behind the back.
Yeah,
Then we got a shot, maybe.
maybe.
Oh, okay.
Why hold? They may be left-handed.
We might be in trouble still.
Well, I'll say this year, I really challenged the girls at one of the matches we played Tuckerman, and Tuckerman is new to our district for tennis. They just moved into our district, and they are very good athletes, especially in tennis. They just have a good pool of athletes, and they were so impressed by Whitley and Katie and Josie and Jaden, and they said, "Do you think your girls can play our boys?" And their coach requested for my girls to play their boys, and it was interesting. But it was interesting. But Josie and Jaden, they ended up smoking the boys. They were so embarrassed. The boys from Tuckerman, they beat them pretty bad. So
I'm gonna be honest with you. If I was a tennis player and I wasn't very good, and I seen some girls playing that was good, I would not play them.
Yeah, I don't want
No
any part
way.
of that.
No way.
That's why I'm not sure I want you.
Yeah, but we're old, man.
Does that make it better? I think that makes it worse.
No, it don't, because we're not tennis players.
Okay, if you say so, Bart.
Katie and I actually played Clayton and Duncan a lot this year. I think that's what got us
I saw
Wow.
y'all playing the other day. How'd y'all do?
We won.
Did you?
Yeah.
Wow.
I think they just hadn't. I think they're a little rusty. I think that was the problem.
A little
Very
rusty.
humble.
We should have had
A
her
little
play
rusty.
football.
You should have given them heck about that one. I mean, y'all should have been pounding the chest and yelling. And
We should have had her play football.
I bet both of them could.
We've actually talked about trying to get like a powder. I think that's called powder
Powder puff.
team. We've
Yeah,
actually
powder
talked
puff.
about doing that for like a fundraiser. or
Yeah, and we'll
something.
do it on CSR.
Yeah. We should do that.
Yes.
Yeah. Who would they?
We've already got a
Ready.
coach. I see a quarterback and I see a receiver already.
I don't know how Coach Longer would
Who's
like it. I don't
fastest
think
between y'all two?
Oh, that's a
in
good
foot
question.
race?
we're really neck and neck. I think.
Yeah, it's
Really?
like about the same.
Depends
I
on
have
the
long-
day.
I have the
You
long
should be
legs,
faster than
but
her
she.
because you're smaller than she is.
She's got
No,
those
she's
long
got longer
legs.
legs.
Yeah, that's what like it just
Like as
kinda,
a gazelle.
Yeah.
That's what I call.
A gazelle, as he said. I don't know what that is, but
I will say this one strategy that I had kind of going into our practices this year in our season was I don't compare the girls to the boys in the sense of the boys are very good. Like Clayton, like he can serve very well, especially for a first year. I mean, he does jump serves and they're very hard to hit back. Like he mastered that. And so having Whitley and Katie play him multiple times really gave them an edge over a lot of their competition because they were prepared for, you know, the best girls in the district. And, you know, a lot of people don't know this, but, you know, Kinley Watson, she's ranked number 2 in the whole entire state tournament. Like, she's predicted to go extremely far.
wow.
So,
That's big time.
That's awesome.
yeah, she's got a very good shot.
When do y'all play in state?
That's
Monday.
Monday?
In
What-
Conway, yes.
In Conway?
Yes. We're
So-
going to be leaving on Sunday, going down there,
Okay.
playing Monday.
So
So-
who all's going? I'm sorry. Who all's going to state from your group?
So, Kinley Watson, Presley Martin, Whitley Bolin, and Katie Hampton, all 4 made it to state
What about
tournament.
boys?
Man, that's awesome.
None of our boys
boys.
made it. Nope. They all got
That's
4.
because they've been beating up on them.
It
Yeah.
was all their first year though. Like this was their first year playing, and we had
Yes.
some more that are going to be playing next year
Right.
too. I hope so. Maybe
That's
they'll get
awesome.
it next year. I'm sure they will.
That's a heck of a first year for a coach there.
Absolutely.
My goodness.
That's impressive.
And
I
we. Oh, you go.
You go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Well, we got some news yesterday that the girl that beat Kinley in state last year and the
Uh-huh.
girl that got runner-up, they're on a doubles team this year together, and they're ranked number 1 in the state bracket. And so we have.
Holy smokes.
I'm kind of scared for that.
Is there a chance that y'all will play them?
They're on the same side of the bracket as
Y'all are
us.
going to beat them.
I feel it. I don't know what it is, but I feel
We'll
it.
end up playing them in the semifinals, which is going to be Tuesday.
Hmm.
Yeah, Tuesday.
Andy will make a quick trip to Conway.
I'm in, baby. They probably AAA probably let us stream it though.
No, I mean just go watch it.
I'm in. We'll be like y'all's woo crew,
Yeah.
but like older
I love that.
wheelchair crew.
We'll wear bandanas and everything. Wheelchair crew.
I do think that one thing that gives this doubles duo an edge over a lot of them is that they've been doubles duos for 4 years. I mean,
awesome.
Katie knows where Whitley's going before Whitley even goes.
Yeah.
And it's obvious when you watch them play. Like, she doesn't even look at her, and she's
Yeah.
already over there, you
That's
know?
awesome.
And so,
Chemistry.
you know, yeah, and it really makes a difference in doubles for tennis because you have, you know, 2 singles players who are really good, but they've never played together.
Yeah.
And it's so obvious that, you know, you can have, you know, people who have played, who are extremely talented, who have never played together, and they just don't come out on top,
Yeah.
you know, for doubles because they don't have, you know, the chemistry to know where they're going. And it's so obvious when you watch Whitley and Katie play. You know, Katie will say something to Whitley, and Whitley's already done it,
Yeah.
you know, before the ball even goes over the net, and
Yeah.
it's just crazy to
That's
watch
not
them.
something that just automatically happens. It's something you build over time, obviously. So that's pretty cool. I got to know, all of y'all, do y'all have any superstitions? Do y'all do anything, wear a certain thing, do something that, do you not step on the white lines? Is there anything y'all have that y'all do?
I will say this. Josie Woolard is probably one of the most superstitious people I've ever met in my life.
Her and Jaden.
Her and Jaden. And at district tournament, they were winning. And so, or they lost their first set. So we played best 2 out of 3. And they lost their first, but then we all stopped watching because we know how Josie is. We're like, let's just stop watching. We all quit watching. We turned around. We looked at the other courts, and they won their second set. And I was like, oh, no, now we can't watch. And so we all kept, like, Kinley Watson would, like, peek over and look, like, they won the point. And then she, like, turned back around, and we, like, wouldn't watch. And then they ended up winning. So we're like, oh, no, Josie's superstition's rubbing off on
I
us.
think Jaden, if I'm correct, has worn the same pair of spandex in basketball since 9th grade.
She washes them though, right?
Okay. That's the superstitious part, Bart.
That's the part I don't really know about. I'm just playing. Yes, she does.
So, do y'all have any favorite professional tennis players?
Serena Williams is the only one that I watched. Mom and I watched the U.S. Open.
How about you, Kay?
I don't.
Have y'all watched?
I don't watch it.
What's the movie about them that Will Smith plays their dad? King Richard. Have y'all seen that? Is that the name of it? Is that the name of it, Rich?
I don't know.
There's a movie where Will Smith plays as Serena Williams and Venus's dad. It's a true story, but it's awesome. You need to watch it. It's really good.
Your motivation before state. Watch that.
Hey, there we go.
There you go.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look it up.
Do y'all have game day music that y'all listen to get you pumped up?
Good girls go bad.
Yeah.
Good girls go bad. Okay, so no Eye of the Tiger, no AC/DC Back in Black, nothing like that? No.
No.
Tennis is a quiet game.
It
Is
is
it?
King Richard's the name of it. It's very good. Y'all will like it.
I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna go home and watch it.
Mark gives it 2 thumbs up.
Yeah. If I had 3, I'd give it 3.
There you go.
I will say this, when it comes to tennis and tight situations, one person who's always calm, cool, and collected is Katie. She doesn't freak out, she won't stress out, she won't worry. I mean, it could be 1 point, to the match, and she just looks the same as when she started. She kind of keeps people balanced, especially Whitley, because sometimes Whitley gets a little wild out there. And, Katie's like a good balance for Whitley on the
She's like
floor.
that in basketball, too.
Yeah.
I noticed y'all won your first set, and then you got to laughing and goofing off and lost your second set, and then you had to get serious and come back and win your third set.
Yeah.
What started the laughing? I mean, everybody over there could see y'all.
There really isn't. I mean, we can laugh at anything. Anything. And I'm not even being overdramatic.
Sounds like Jeremy Woods.
Yeah.
And the wind was really bad.
Oh,
wind.
yeah, it was.
They were good, but their technique, I don't think they'd been playing as long, or I don't think they focused on technique as much as we did. And our ball placement was really good the first time that we played them at Corning. We tried to do ball placement, and every time we tried to place it right, it would just carry it to the opposite direction of wherever we wanted it to go. And so the ball placement was awful. The ball placement was awful. Our second serves, we usually, get them right over the net. They were dropping right in front of the net. We just couldn't do anything.
It was very windy out there.
It was frustrating, very frustrating.
I haven't. Rich has watched. I haven't got to watch y'all play. Do y'all do just let your hair down, or do you do a pony? Do you do pigtails? And what's the hairstyle for tennis?
I mean, it kind of.
They do have visors, so oftentimes,
they have visors? Okay,
yeah,
okay.
they wear their visor because the sun.
Well, sure, that makes sense. Can
is
you
in
wear
their
shades?
eyes. I mean, they can, but it makes it harder.
You don't think so?
I know one thing. When we play them, if you're up front, you're probably going to get hit in the back of the head
I'm
with a
having-
200-mile-an-hour tennis ball.
I don't have a construction hat on when I'm playing. We'll be like village people out there. YMCA. What is one thing that people wouldn't think of about tennis? What's one thing that maybe, because y'all have played tennis so long now, and maybe people wouldn't even think of that's...
That it's a lot harder than it actually looks. I mean, whenever the ball goes off your racket, if you don't have control, that ball's gonna go flying over the fence, the net, whatever. It's
I'll
just
be
gonna
hitting
go
some in
flying
the
out.
tot lock.
Yeah,
Sure.
or the pool. The pool. I think a few have actually dropped in there before. It's crazy, and then getting worn out because of it. The heat sometimes, the pavement. You're just running on concrete. I mean, it can take a toll on you.
We'll have Andy bring all his kids and put them over in the other court, and they can chase all the balls at me.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
bring them over.
They'd sleep better, maybe.
Where-
Maybe, I don't know.
Where was the hottest that we played this year?
Jonesboro at
Oh,
Allen
yeah.
Park a few
The
weeks
next
ago.
to the last, yeah.
Yes,
Oh,
that
yeah.
was extremely hot.
Do y'all get time? Forgive my ignorance. I really don't know. Do y'all get timeouts or anything during tennis? Do y'all get?
When they switch sides, they can get a drink, they can use the towel or whatever, but then they don't actually get a break unless the set's over. Don't they get a few minutes after each set?
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully they have restrooms close. That'll be me and you.
You're not allowed to leave the court.
You
As
can't.
soon as you go on the court, you're not allowed to leave the court until a match is over. Unless you're playing 2 out of 3 and you're tied 1-1. Then you have to leave the court for 10 minutes.
Everybody's always making sure, bring your water bottle, because if you forget it, you're just gonna.
Yeah,
unless somebody throws one out there for you, and
Yeah.
just kind of.
And people don't realize how long tennis matches last. So our other boys double team, which was Camden LeGrand and Jared Richmond. They played for almost 2 hours at
Holy
district
cow.
tournament. We started at 9 o'clock, and they didn't come off the courts till almost 11:30. When they started, because they kept going to 6-6 tie game, and they played for almost 2 hours. And it's a long time. People don't realize. They think, oh, you're just hitting the ball. Like, you are, like, physically exhausted by the end of it. I mean, playing for 2 hours straight, no stops, it's a lot. People don't realize how long actual matches go.
I used to watch when Pete Sampras and Andre Agassi was big. I used to watch them, and they had some 3-hour matches. I'm like, oh, my God. These guys got to be wore out. They got to be great athletes to go that long.
Yeah, that's crazy. You would think that we got a petition to the AAA to get these girls like a timeout or something in there. That's wild. That really is, especially out there.
Might take the momentum away from them too, though.
Well, maybe after so many points or something. I don't know. There's got to be something that they can do. That just seems crazy to me. It really, really does.
In all honesty, we started tennis just to stay in shape for basketball.
Yeah.
And then we didn't realize that, it's going to keep us really good in shape. Because, whenever we're running, me and Katie, we don't really get tired in basketball.
What got both of y'all interested in playing tennis?
Just a pastime, I guess. Just to waste time before basketball. There's just a big gap where you don't do anything.
But now it's not a waste of time, is it?
Oh, no, it's not a waste of time anymore.
You're big time
But
now.
I will say it's more laid back than basketball. Tennis is honestly my favorite sport.
Well, yeah, you got a lot more laid back coach than Coach Songer.
Well,
A
Coach
big
Songer's
part
gonna be
of
y'all's
it,
assistant next year. I don't know
too.
if y'all heard that or not. I'm kidding.
A big part of tennis too that why it feels so laid back is coaches are not allowed to talk to the players while they're playing.
Really?
No,
You can't
So-
chew them out if they do something wrong?
No.
Rules
I
are
have
really
no way I
bugging
can be a
me.
tennis
and that's
coach.
why people think it's so laid back is because they, I have to sit there and watch them mess up over and over, and I can't say anything until the entire set is over.
And you got everything built up and let it loose, don't you?
And
have
then
an
you
idea.
only have 30 seconds to talk to them
Ooh.
if you're gonna talk to them.
I have an idea. We're going to get a massive whiteboard and markers.
Just
Whenever-
write on
and
it.
You write, and then you can show them, like when you're mad at them. Dadgummit, Whitley, and then show it to her. That would be a good idea, right? Is there any rules against that?
I don't know. It's just no communication.
Probably, Andy.
It's probably, yeah.
You're trying to change the whole game of tennis here,
I
man.
really am, because it's bugging me.
Yeah,
It's
a lot
not
of
fair to
people,
these girls.
honestly, people think it's so laid back because, the coaches just, let them play, but it's because we're not allowed to talk to them, which is kind of the part of tennis where it's you have to think for yourself, you have to be able to, problem solve on your own and figure out, are they hitting back, are they hitting, shallow or deep or what they're doing. That's kind of part of the game. It's kind of like golf. That's how golf is too. You got to figure it out.
Get your racket, Andy. We're going to start practicing.
I have these little earpieces that we might be able to put in the players and you.
That's illegal. You're trying to get them in
Try to get
trouble.
them, yeah, they'll
Huh?
get
You're supposed to
disqualified.
clap like this.
Yeah.
Instead of clapping, you're supposed to snap your
Really?
fingers.
Are you
Yeah.
serious?
Yeah, at the
That can't be
beginning of
real.
the district tournament, they make everybody turn their phone on silent.
No.
You can't.
If
Yeah.
she was to make an awesome shot, could she go, yes?
You can
Well, you-
clap in that case, but if
But
it's-
once the point's over.
yeah, in
yeah.
the middle, if we have a good volley going on and
Yeah.
we keep making good shots or whatever,
Yeah.
you're just like this. Nobody really does it, but that's what
So
you're
do you
supposed
ever look
snap?
down when you serve a good one and say, how'd you like that serve?
I should.
There's
But
another one
no.
coming right behind it, baby.
I will say this: tennis is a different sport in the fact that it's a game of honesty because there's no referees, there's no
Oh,
line
really?
judges. No,
There's
so,
no line judges?
I did not
No,
know that.
So
so
you're going to
players
say-
call their own lines. So
Oh,
that causes
boy.
problems.
it
probably
is.
does.
It
Oh,
can
yeah.
ca-
I
it can
bet
cause
there
a
has
lot
been
of
some cheating.
issues. Yes,
District
it can.
tournament, Jaden and Josie, they had some casualties come up with that.
Really?
Yeah, but
when
it can
you rock,
cause
paper,
some
scissors.
issues. But
No, it's when you drop the racket and run at them.
what you have to do if there is a lot of issues is a neutral coach has to go out there and line judge. So if it was us and Piggott, then Cave City would have to line judge.
So hang on.
You do have somebody watching the net, right?
So there's different lines. So singles lines and doubles lines.
I'm
So
sorry.
the inside lines are for singles players, the outside lines are for doubles. So also your serve has to go in the front box.
Right.
Opposite of where you
Right,
are.
I knew that.
So if it goes out of the box, then you say out, you call your lines on that. Or if it goes out of the court lines or back behind.
So you're telling me that they actually bring a neutral coach and a line judge to the darn event, but they don't do anything until it's needed?
It's most of the time we play tri matches, which
Yeah.
is 3 teams. So there will always be a neutral coach because we only play, one team at a time. So if we were playing Piggott in the tri match, then Cave City coach would come in if we were playing Cave City too, but we weren't playing them at the time. Then Cave City coach would come in.
This is so. My mind is blown.
I don't like that.
The line judges are pretty rare. Usually the girls can figure out for themselves. And I'll say this, like, tennis is like one of those sports where the kids are like the nicest to each other.
Oh,
they
really?
are not rude or mean. I mean, it's pretty
Till somebody
rare.
cheats and says the ball went out when it was
Yeah.
in.
I mean, they get a little.
That's-
There's sometimes they have some people who get a little rough, but
That's when
most of
Katie's
the
got to use her
time-
deep voice. It was in.
But yeah.
Finish him.
And I mean, a big part of tennis is learning how to call the lines because you have to do it consistently enough that people believe, you know, that you are calling it right.
A reputation. So now, if I understand this right, all the ball has to do is just touch the line, whether it's on the left side or right side, it don't matter. As long as it just touches the line, that's in, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's what I thought. I wasn't for sure, but I just still can't get over the line coach deal.
Yeah, I would think you at least have somebody on
Especially,
the net.
so you're saying at state, when you guys go to state, there's not going to be a line coach.
No.
No, it's a game where they depend on each other's honesty. I mean, they do. I mean, the other team expects us to call it fair, and we expect them to call it fair. Now, we've had a few times this year where it hasn't gone that way for us, but they only bring out that extra coach just in case there's a problem.
And I'll say this: they're pretty accountable to each other because, you know, if Willie and Katie call it out, then the next time you can guarantee they're going to call it out if it's close. So if you keep it honest and you say, "Oh, it was in," and you know, then they'll let it be in too.
Gotcha.
So oftentimes, you know, if you cheat them, they're going to cheat you back,
Bingo.
and then you're like, "Well, okay, I deserve that."
So let me ask you this: so, okay, let's say Whitley return serve, you think it's in. Do you immediately call it out loud? Or if it's on their end, do they have to call it?
They call it.
Yeah, their
So,
end.
so
they
their
call.
end calls it.
Yeah,
Okay.
just like our end, we call it. And
Yeah.
sometimes it's hard not having a line judge because whenever you're running and you're like trying,
Sweating
whenever
and-
you're
yeah.
running and you're turning and stuff, and you don't really see the ball drop, then you don't really know whether to call it.
So
in
if they
or out.
call it out and you know it's in, can you argue that or no?
you can ask for a reserve or
You'd be like, what?
or a rematch
Yeah.
on that specific match,
Right.
but we don't usually do that. We just usually go along with it.
Let's do it at state.
Okay.
We want to win.
Every time the ball's like
Reserve.
10 foot out, reserve.
Bart and Andy told me that it's okay. Take it up with them. Listen, I know we're past our time, but it was just so intriguing learning some stuff about tennis that I honestly did not
Hey,
know.
I've enjoyed having them.
I really have. You guys have done a great job. We appreciate you coming in. Is there any last words, any shout-outs you want to give before we get off here?
Now say something, Katie.
Yeah, Katie. Give a shout out to your boyfriend.
Yeah.
Lady of many words.
Jackson Davis.
You got a boyfriend?
No.
Nope.
But I want to shout out to my mom and my family for supporting me, and Miss Williamson, and especially Coach Shelley, because she's the one that started us in
Right.
tennis.
Oh, yeah.
and
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So I just want to thank all of them.
I'm
Michelle?
just really proud of our tennis team. I mean, second year in a row, we've won district tournament, you know, since I've been here, and, you know, sweeping the girls' district. So, very proud. And, you know, having 4 kids go to state tournament, like, that's a big
That's
deal,
awesome.
you know.
That's awesome.
Second year in a row, we got 4 kids going to state.
Before we get off here, how do we do against Piggott?
Really good.
Oh, yeah, baby. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Thank you, ladies. We appreciate y'all coming
Yeah,
on.
and good luck in state next week.
Absolutely.
Thank
And
you.
when and where is it again?
Monday, the tournament starts at 9 a.m., and it's in Conway.
Now, is it like at Conway High School? Is there a
No,
big
it's
park
on
somewhere?
their, yeah, it's their, like, big city courts.
Big city
So they
courts.
have, like, multiple, like, sections of courts.
Get your bandana ready. We're going.
No, let's take our
We need to
racks
paint-
and
we
we'll
need to paint-
practice.
Okay, you can argue some other time.
Okay,
Let's go.
fair enough.
Bitch,
Fair
this
enough.
is our show.
All right, guys, we got to take
Good
a
grief.
sponsor break. We'll be right back. Our next interviews are already here. They're ready. They're excited. You're watching Good Morning Corning at KBKG. More music, 93.5. Red Taylor Ford, your family-owned and operated hometown dealer right here in Corning for over 45 years now. Any of your automotive needs, go by and see them, whether it's sales, maybe new or used, or parts or service. They've got you taken care of. You can see them Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m., or Saturday, 7 to noon. A lot of friendly faces there, like David and Brent Taylor, Jim Clifton. Or you can call those fine folks at 870-857-3516. Find them on Facebook. Find them online, www.redtaylorford.com. Proud sponsors of KBKG More Music 93.5 FM and of the Corning Bobcats. KBKG, more music, 93.5 FM, Corning's hometown station. That's what you're listening to right now, and we appreciate you for tuning in. Hey guys, if you want to tune in every Friday night during football season, we'll have all the Corning Bobcat football games live on your radio waves right here. Also select basketball games, baseball, and softball games. That's right here, More Music 93.5. Also, we want to say thank you to Jim Atkins, owner-operator at KBKG, for all he does and for allowing us to do this radio show this morning, and Amanda Sutphin for all of her help, and Rob Barnett for all he does as well. Again, KBKG, More Music 93.5, Corning's hometown station. Go Cats, go. You're listening to Good Morning Corning, our new radio station here in our hometown of Corning, Arkansas, hosted by myself, Andy Earls, and co-hosted by Bart White and Mark Hufford, right here on KBKG, More Music 93.5. Look ahead to more of these radio shows. Red Taylor Ford, your family-owned and operated hometown dealer right here in Corning for over 45 years now. Any of your automotive needs, go by and see them, whether it's sales, maybe new or used, or parts or service. They've got you taken care of. You can see them Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m., or Saturday, 7 to noon. A lot of friendly faces there, like David and Brent Taylor, Jim Clifton. Or you can call those fine folks at 870-857-3516. Find them on Facebook. Find them online, www.redtaylorford.com. Proud sponsors of KBKG More Music 93.5 FM and of the Corning Bobcats. KBKG More Music 93.5 FM. Corning's hometown station. That's what you're listening to right now, and we appreciate you for tuning in. Hey guys, if you want to tune in every Friday night during football season, we'll have all the Corning Bobcat football games live on your radio waves right here. Also select basketball games, baseball, and softball games. That's right here, More Music 93.5. Also, we want to say thank you to Jim Atkins, owner-operator at KBKG, for all he does and for allowing us to do this radio show this morning, and Amanda Sutphin for all of her help, and Rob Barnett for all he does as well. Again, KBKG, More Music 93.5, Corning's hometown station. Go Cats, go. You're listening to Good Morning Corning, our new radio station here in our hometown of Corning, Arkansas, hosted by myself, Andy Earls, and co-hosted by Bart White and Mark Hufford, right here on KBKG. Red Taylor Ford, your family-owned and operated hometown dealer right here in Corning for over 45 years now. Any of your automotive needs, go by and see them, whether it's sales, maybe new or used, or parts or service. They've got you taken care of. You can see them Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m., or Saturday, 7 to noon. A lot of friendly faces there, like David and Brent Taylor, Jim Clifton. Or you can call those fine folks at 870-857-3516. Find them on Facebook. Find them online, www.redtaylorford.com. Proud sponsors of KBKG More Music 93.5 FM and of the Corning Bobcats. KBKG More Music 93.5 FM. Corning's hometown station. That's what you're listening to right now, and we appreciate you for tuning in. Hey guys, if you want to tune in every Friday night during football season, we'll have all the Corning Bobcat football games live on your radio waves right here. Also select basketball games, baseball, and softball games. That's right here, More Music 93.5. Also, we want to say thank you to Jim Atkins, owner-operator at KBKG, for all he does and for allowing us to do this radio show this morning, and Amanda Sutphin for all of her help, and Rob Barnett for all he does. Red Taylor Ford, your family-owned and operated hometown dealer right here in Corning for over 45 years now. Any of your automotive needs, go by and see them, whether it's sales, maybe new or used, or parts or service. They've got you taken care of. You can see them Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m., or Saturday, 7 to noon. A lot of friendly faces there, like David and Brent Taylor, Jim Clifton. Or you can call them. And we're back here live, KBKG More Music 93.5 headquarters, your hometown station in Corning, Arkansas.
Corning.
Okay, there we go. Andy Earls, Bart White, the voice of the Bobcats, Mr. Rich Overalls Martin. Without his overalls, we're really shocked, we're really hurt. I just don't get it. But it's weird. It's really strange. Yeah. What's the Scooby-Doo boxers all about? That's a little odd. Anyways.
Going downhill fast.
Oh, SpongeBob. Sorry. Anyways, all right, guys, we got our next guest here. We're excited about this. Class of 52. Wait, no. 75. Yeah, class of 75.
Feels like 52.
Yeah. is here live with us. And, guys, I'm going to let y'all take over. I'm going to go back and listen to audio, make sure we're good there.
All right, we've got a sheriff, we've got a mayor, we've got a CPA. What do you do, Brent?
Retired.
He's retired. He's the only smart one in the bunch.
He was a retired school teacher and coach.
Heck yeah.
Oh, okay. See, after you moved away from 5th Street over there,
I went to Kennett, Missouri, got a job and stayed there, raised a family, and retired there.
Wow.
Hey, did you know Larry McDowell over at Kennett?
See, that rhymes with Jerry McDowell. I know Jerry McDowell at Corning.
He lived over there for a long time.
Yeah.
He's my uncle.
You don't know everybody in Kennett.
Well, he lived there for a long time. So he was the meat cutter. He was the guy that cut the meat at the superstore.
My wife would know that.
I bet she would.
Hey.
Go ahead, Rich.
Okay, tell us a little bit about yourself. Tell us. We know who you are, Terry. But
well, I hope so. Terry Miller, you're Clay County Sheriff. And in my last term.
For how much longer?
85 days.
85 days. You counting them down?
Yes, sir.
He's got it on his
I've got it on my phone and everything. I don't want to forget that day. But no, I want to say it's been a pleasure being the sheriff for the county and everything. All the people, they're a great county to be in and everything, and I just enjoy it. But it's time to go on down the road like my brother over here, Brent, retire, enjoy a little bit, and join the other guys in the bunch one of these days. But,
now you were in the service.
Yes, I was.
Was that the only time you were away from Corning?
Pretty much. I left in '75, went to the Air Force, spent 3.5 years in lovely Minot, North Dakota.
Wow, the armpit of the.
Yeah, well, it was nice and cool, Came back in '79, went to work locally, and wound up went to work at Harold Lippman, as a matter of fact. Worked there till '83, and went to work started with Corning Police Department. Wound up in Sheriff's Department in '87 as a deputy. Spent 22 years.
Who were you under in '87?
Darvin Stowe.
Darvin Stowe.
And then later that year, I went to work for the Arkansas Highway and Transportation Department, the Highway Police, and spent over 22 years there and retired. And from them, came back and wound up running for sheriff. And people voted me in.
That's great.
Other than that, I've been here most of my life.
I thought you had. And you were on the Corning PD.
I worked at Corning PD twice. I started in '83, left them into '86. Like I said, went to work for Darvin in '87, and then came back in 2009. Worked for a few months, and then retired again out of there, and went to work for Success Grain.
My God, he's got 17 retirements.
Yeah, but they're not paying anything. They're not paying anything.
Greg.
Well, born and raised in Corning. Never left. Worked for Riceland Foods for about 15 years. MFA for about almost 20. And then ran for mayor of Corning and won my first term. And I'm running for re-election. We had 3 kids that went through the Corning school, Brittany, Josh, and Jessica. And we have 3 grandkids that are actually 2. Haley graduate this year, so we'll only have 1 left. Yeah. So, that's the extent. Rhonda and I've been married for soon to be 46 years.
All right.
Bless her heart.
Isn't that the truth?
Like I always said about Jan, it's short years for me and long years for her.
I think so.
Greg, don't feel bad. I get that all the time. My God, Tina, how have you put up with him for 27 years?
I live with him twice a week. I don't know how she does it.
Yeah, no kidding. I mean, bless her heart. Yeah.
Brent Carr, from the neighborhood.
West 5th Street.
Yeah, West 5th Street, just 2 blocks Well, you live closer.
He lived right across,
Right across
the
the
diagonal.
street.
Diagonal.
And I was down the road there. Wow. Go ahead, Brent. Tell us about yourself.
Graduated in '75. Went to college at Arkansas State. Graduated from there. Moved to Kennett, Missouri. Worked there for 35 years. Retired there. Raised a family there, and I'm still there. I have 3 children, and they all have graduated college and come back to the area. So we're really blessed that we get to live around our kids.
That's good.
Mike, Vincent.
Mike Vincent, I graduated in '75. Obviously, went to college at Ouachita Baptist University. Worked in Little Rock for a year, and then moved back here and went to work with Larry Massey, and then bought him out and been practicing accounting for 42 short years. No plans to retire anytime soon that I know of, unless something changes. But we've got, Vicki and I have 2 daughters. They both graduated from Corning. Our oldest daughter is the assistant cheer coach.
Yeah, we had her on last time.
She was on here last time with Greg's daughter, Jessica. Our granddaughter cheers, plays basketball, and shoots trap, and whatever else she can get into.
There you go.
I was given words of wisdom by Jessica last night. She told me not to wear my hair up with these headphones because they'd be problems. So I chose not to do that.
I've got a microphone today, and y'all got the
headset.
Okay, fellas, let's talk football. That's why we're here. Let's talk football. Greg, why did they call you the Bulldog?
Because I was probably one of the smaller ones on the team, but there wasn't much give when we
smaller or shorter?
Shorter.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, at the time,
I'm kidding, Greg.
I know, but at the time, I was probably 150 pounds wet.
Wow.
So
you were small.
I was.
What position did you play, Greg?
I was offensive center and the nose guard on defense.
Nose guard.
Yeah. Yep.
We had nobody over 200 pounds.
No.
Not linemen or anybody.
No.
I think the biggest lineman was 175 pounds. And
y'all were faster, though.
Fast.
Yes.
Y'all were faster.
I don't know about that. I'd say quicker. I don't.
Quicker, and we learned how to use.
One time he said I was pretty quick. I run a 6 flat 40. I said, you wasn't quick at all, buddy.
Yeah. No.
I said I think I can run that now.
Yeah. We had to be quicker. You know.
What was it like for you guys playing for Coach No?
Oh wow!
There was no questions. You didn't have to worry. You went out there and did what he wanted you to,
yes.
And we all knew what he expected, and we didn't ever cross the line.
No.
If you made a mistake, you knew you were going to hear about it.
Mm-hmm.
Another question for Greg. Tell us about the time Coach wouldn't let you play because you didn't get a haircut.
We had 10 ball games. That was 9 of them. Yeah, because my mom was a beautician, and she was at the campus, and it was strict rules. I mean, if it stuck out what he thought, not what we thought, but if he thought it was too long, then you weren't going to play.
Well, here's the backstory with that. First ball game, first pep rally before the first ball game. Football team lined up on the front row of the bleachers. When they played the fight song, we all walked out through the gym lobby, and there was Coach No pointing to the dressing room. We went into the dressing room, and he said, "You guys, I told you to get your hair cut. You didn't do it. So here's the way it's going to be. Before every ball game, you check in with me. If I tell you your hair's too long, you got to get it cut." So there were a lot of Friday haircuts. If you couldn't get on the bus for an away game unless your hair was cut.
Yep.
So Brent tended to be in the locker room with a pair of medical scissors, and he would trim the back of your hair if it wasn't quite short enough. And we
so
did
he was
that.
also a barber.
He was also a barber. We did that every game that year.
Yep.
And by the way, we went undefeated.
Yeah.
Hey, if we were playing right now, us three, me and you and Brent wouldn't even have to go in the
We wouldn't have to go in the locker room.
Straight on the bus.
Get on the bus.
Exactly right. That's exactly right.
You know, every ball game, it was any away game was always coat and tie.
Yes.
We had black blazers that we wore, and before you got off that bus, it was the collar buttoned and the tighten up that tie.
I actually rag him a lot about getting his hair cut when I see him in town. Don't I, Greg?
Yeah. I mean, it was a regular for me.
Well, it was the 70s.
Yes.
You know, and you know, hair was a little long back then.
Now, was hair that came down out of the
Yeah,
helmet?
out of the back of the helmet. Yeah,
Yeah.
it could not stick out the
You
back
don't
of
just
your
slip
helmet.
your helmets on, he come in behind you and cut right below.
If necessary.
Pretty much. So
I believe there's a picture in the yearbook of somebody getting their hair cut.
Getting a
Maybe it
haircut.
was Earl.
I think it was Earl.
Earl.
I think it was
And,
Earl.
I think it was.
people would give
Earl
us
Harmon?
haircuts.
Yeah.
Earl Harmon.
Yeah.
yeah.
That's funny.
Who else are notable names that played football with y'all?
David Walls.
David Walls,
He was
Stormy
a quarterback.
Ezel.
Stormy, Mark Smith, Coach Mark. We had Earl Harmon.
Jackie
Randy
Forrest.
Roseman.
Randy Roseman.
Rob
Rob Romine.
Romine.
Yep.
David Pierce.
Yep. Jackie.
Jackie.
Forrest.
Richard Rice was Richard Rice was our junior high.
I think Jim Veneta played in junior.
Yeah,
high.
Jim Veneta and Russell
played.
Kilbreth.
Russell Kilbreth, yeah.
Yeah.
We had. I looked at the yearbook the other day, and in the 7th grade we had 11 guys on the 7th grade team by the end of the year, and 9 of those ended up as seniors with us.
Larry Huffman.
Yep.
Yeah.
Old Larry.
George Veneta.
George Veneta.
Can y'all go through there on the numbers and name everybody there?
Sure.
Started 71 at that.
Terry Miller.
That's the bull.
Yep.
The Bull.
Randy Roseman.
Yep.
Is that Rob Romine?
Rob Romine.
Stormy Ezel. George Veneta. Mike Vinson. Larry Huffman. Greg down at the other end, 50. Earl, 40. Mark, 30. Me, 83. And David Walls, 11.
Yep.
Was David the quarterback?
David
Yes.
was the quarterback.
Yep.
Yeah.
David was quarterback ever since
Seventh
7th grade. He went
Seventh
all the way
grade
through.
quarterback.
Taller then.
Huh?
You look like he's about 6'5".
Oh yeah, it really does.
Because everybody else is about
everybody
5'5".
That's right.
I got a question about the. If you can, I don't know if I can hear that. I got a question about the guy below him there. What is he wearing around the neck there? Look at that.
That was a neck brace.
Neck brace we had.
Yep.
Some of them did. The running backs had those.
Arm pads and neck
Yes.
He played center and nose guard. He was in all the action.
Yeah.
Yes. Now that was because of I had a crick in my neck. And so here, put this on, and so
Yeah.
you didn't have to worry so much about moving.
Did you wear Band-Aids for hangnails?
No, it was rub a little
But
dirt on it.
Yeah. You played.
Do you want me to kiss it?
You didn't
Yeah.
sit on the sideline when you were just a little bit hurt either.
That's right.
No.
Kissing and nitro
Yeah.
one of the two.
Yeah.
Our water existed from a 5-gallon bucket of water
Oh, yeah.
with towels thrown in. We wanted a drink, we'd suck on the towel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that same towel was used to wipe your nose and everything else.
Yeah.
And it went back in the bucket.
And then it went to the bucket. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dutch in 2 days, he would hold the water hose.
Oh yeah.
1001, 1002,
And you
1003.
get there and you get a couple swallows of water, and that's it.
That
Yeah.
was it.
For the whole practice.
Whole practice.
One time.
Trying to get it down.
And then they would give us salt tablets after practice.
Yeah.
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 I remember the salt tablets.
Yeah.
Dutch also had a schedule in 2 days.
Oh yeah.
He had everything lined out by 5 or 10 minute segments. The only problem was if he didn't like what he saw, he'd just take his watch and he'd just back it up.
Roll it.
To the correct time
So we always ended practice on time on his watch.
Yeah.
on his watch.
His watch.
Tell me that he used to roll.
Yeah.
Yep, that's what he
Yeah.
did.
Yes.
I'm going to show you guys another picture here. Bart, take this. Tell me what y'all think about this. I don't know if this is during y'all's time or not, but I'm going to show another picture here. Y'all remember that?
The wooden C.
I don't remember.
No, I don't remember that one.
No.
So that must have been either, I guess that would be after y'all's time. We're trying to figure out
Where it's at?
where it's at.
Well, where does that start? 83, class of 83 down there, I think.
69 to 83, yeah.
Okay.
We're trying to figure out where it's at.
Champs.
We want to bring it back. I didn't know if you guys would have any knowledge of that. So I thought
Somebody may have burned it by now.
It probably was in a wood pile somewhere along
Yeah.
the way.
Did we ever ask Paul? Didn't they say Paul Moore's the one that hauled it around?
sounds right.
Next time I'm in there, I'll try to think to ask
We need
him
to get
that.
him on sometime, but yes, I totally agree. I totally agree.
All right, guys. Next question. Tell us about the first ever district championship at Corning in junior high football. What were your memories of that season?
I remember we didn't lose any games in the
We
7th
were-
grade.
yeah.
We might have lost one in the 8th grade, went undefeated in the 9th grade.
Yep.
So
We were the best team around in the 9th grade.
Yes.
Yep.
I mean, we scored.
We scored high and they scored low.
We scored 350 or 60 points, and I
Wow.
don't think we gave up 60 for the.
No,
Really?
we had quite a few games that
Was
was,
that in 73?
shutouts.
I That was in 70,
60.
72.
72, I think, well, yeah.
Yep.
The
thing
74 we were seniors.
that they don't bring up is that
71.
most of those points weren't scored on them on the starters. That was after the
main
point.
team.
Yeah, after the main team was
Second,
taken
third
off.
string would go ahead and do it.
I think the only game we had that was close in our ninth grade year was against Lepanto.
Yeah.
So how bad? This ain't even on the list to ask, but how bad did y'all always beat Pickett?
Pretty bad.
Awesome.
Hey,
baby. Woo, baby.
Never lost the game to Pickett.
And some of them were pretty
That's
ugly.
what we like to hear, boys.
We didn't lose one against Walnut Ridge either, did we?
We didn't lose. I'll
much
just
to
tell
anybody.
you, in the 6 years that we played,
5.
I think we lost. The most we ever lost was as sophomores, and we lost 3 ball games.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
And we lost 2 as 8th graders. And the rest of the time,
We won.
we
Undefeated.
won.
Yeah.
We played. We got beat when we were undefeated as juniors by McCrory, and they went on to the state finals.
Yep.
And then we got beat by Highland when we were seniors, and I think that's the year they won the state playoffs. So, and I will tell you, you either won your district or you didn't go to tournament.
Bingo.
I mean,
Yeah.
There was no 5 teams going.
Yeah, they ain't.
yeah, it wasn't. There wasn't. They didn't have playoffs.
Yeah.
No.
You mentioned that junior year y'all went undefeated. I think technically, because in 1945 we had an undefeated season, but there was obviously some stuff behind that.
Yeah.
They had to vacate the wins, blah 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 blah. Stormy Lynch season. Anyways, I think technically you guys had the first undefeated season in senior high football for Corning in the history in 1973. Do you guys remember much about that year?
That's when David Luter and Paul
Yeah.
Seelig and
Nope. That was
No,
sophomore. This
that-
was Mark Stacy and Jim
Oh,
Black.
Yeah. Black, Keith Walls.
I'll
Walls.
tell you one at Piggott, a Piggott story.
Okay.
So Jim Black was our punter, and I was one of the gunners on the outside for the punt team. And Piggott had us. We'd made some bad choices, I guess, and so we're on the goal line on their end of the field, and he makes us punt on 3rd down. So Jim Black says, "I'll throw you a pass." So now you have to understand that now we didn't go against what Coach
What
No
the coach put
said.
out. No.
So on that 3rd down, he throws it to me, and I miss it. And I mean, it's right here. Well, I'd never caught a pass.
There was a reason he was a lineman.
That's right. I mean,
neck brace kept him
well,
from turning.
when you kind of glance toward the sideline, you could just see the
flames coming.
He was burning. He was on fire. Huh? I don't care. He said punt on 3rd down.
Yeah.
And you guys, we didn't get a choice, but we made one, and we paid for it dearly.
Yeah.
I mean,
Jim Black would pull.
yeah,
That's awesome.
yeah. Well, we ran. Guys, practices were so much different than they probably are now.
Yeah.
It didn't matter how cold, how hot. His practices was when he got done.
You ran.
And we ran every day.
Every day.
Every day.
And that's out of respect. He's not complaining.
No, I'm not.
Yeah,
I mean,
He
now I probably could have knocked him out at
times.
At
Coach
times.
No could have knocked him out.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was a mutual agreement. But I love that guy, and I'll say that through our high school years, we were glad the administration and the coaches had a sense of humor because we were probably a handful.
Yeah.
So,
Do you guys have any? Obviously, on the field you dominated them, so maybe not. But did y'all have any off the field shenanigans with Piggott back then?
No. Y'all guys, most people. Now I knew a few from Piggott, but it was from the summer baseball leagues that we'd play. But it's completely different. You didn't make friends from out of town.
There's no shaking hands after
No, we didn't.
yeah?
No.
And that's the way I coach it. I mean, I couldn't get over having to shake people's hands that you wanted to hurt.
Yeah.
And never did go for that.
No, that wasn't. They weren't our friends.
Well, and you didn't know because kids today go everywhere in their cars.
Sure. Yes.
Yeah.
We weren't as mobile back then. I mean, we had vehicles. They'd invented the car when we were in school.
Yeah.
But we didn't have a lot of gas money, so we couldn't go very far.
That's what when we had Little Jim and Jeremy and Chris Sheard and who else was with them? But anyway, that's what they said. They said we didn't like them. We wasn't shaking their hands. We didn't like them. Everybody knows each other on social media, so.
Killer Davis says I've heard lots of stories. I heard lots of these stories from Jerry about Dutch Snow.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, he was great.
He was good. He was,
I mean, he brought the best out of us. I mean, if we probably have the best of both worlds. Coach Campbell in our junior high years taught us the game of football.
Yes.
And then Dutch Snow held us to a higher standard when we got in. I mean, he made us men.
Winning traditions, what we had. We knew what they expected, and there was never any question of what we had to do.
Yep.
I mean, I can still remember Coach No would have the whole practice like they talked about on the wall. At the end, before we even got a drink of water, there was a figure eight, and it was agilities all the way around the football field. And you never did slow down. When you ran that, when you did your agilities, you took off, and then you ran a big lap. And you didn't, there's no way you wouldn't finish a big lap.
You coached, correct?
Yes, sir. Oh, I'm retired.
Well, I know, but you did.
Yes, sir.
Did you take anything from
everything. From Coach Campbell and Coach No, it's a lot different now, though.
Yeah.
But don't forget Coach Sharp, too.
Yeah.
Coach Jerry Sharp. And,
yes.
And they all worked through.
Oh,
they did
gosh.
junior high and high school together.
Yep.
So Coach No was also part of the junior high.
He would help. He would be out there if he needed to be.
Gotcha.
We had Coach Daniels.
Edgar Truly Daniels. Yeah. And basketball coach,
Triplett.
he was great.
Ron Triplett.
Yeah. We had
Ronnie Triplett.
Yeah, he went with coach. He was a girls basketball coach at Wynn. Very successful. Couple state champions down there, I think.
Wow. Okay.
Wasn't there a Coach Pruitt?
Yeah, Alan.
He came after when Daniels left. Pruitt came.
Yep.
Yeah.
Daniels left and went to Piggott and coached football.
Yep.
They thought he was the key to our success.
Yeah.
Turns out
he wasn't quite so good.
He was a good basketball coach.
Yep.
Yeah.
He was a basketball coach, and he was also helped in football because that's what everybody did.
Jerry always talked about E.T.
Yeah.
He was a good guy,
and he coached football for years and years. I've got a nephew that played football at Westside, and he was their football coach not that many years ago. Coach Campbell told me one time he said he called him Edgar Truly. That's young Edgar. He'd always had names for him. He said he thought his goal was to coach football at every school in the state of Arkansas.
Halfway there, buddy.
Yeah.
I want to know. I know Coach Campbell used to tell me the kind of offenses they ran. I know he said he got it. Essentially, him and Dutch No. Is that what kind of offense you guys ran? Did y'all run the old diamond T or dead T?
Diamond T. We run the 128 sweep. We run the 36 blast and the 24 dive. And
did we have a counter?
Yeah.
Yeah, like 42.
We had the trap.
Counter.
We had a little trap.
Yeah.
But when we were in junior high, Coach Campbell told us, he said, there's three things can happen when you throw the football, and two of them are bad.
Yeah.
And we didn't throw it very often.
We didn't throw very much.
But we practiced those same plays day
after day.
Who was y'all's tailback back then?
Earl
Harmon.
Yeah.
Yep. We played with.
Pretty tough, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was.
Woo!
Yeah.
Back when we were talking about our freshman year and not going undefeated and not playing much. There was one game, and it may have been against Piggott. We were ahead at halftime, and Coach Campbell said we get the ball at half. We're going to put the first team out there, let them get field position, and then the second team's going to take over. And Earl ran like 80 yards for a touchdown. On the first play.
Yeah.
That's good field position,
you think he gave an extra effort on that?
Oh, yeah. He knew we weren't going to get a score.
He knew he was done. So.
Don't get any better than that.
We played the story that kind of Coach Campbell was he was a real mentor. I mean, he was a great guy. And I remember when Highland first started their program. So we went to play a B game on a Thursday during school, and we went to Highland, and they wore us out. our B team.
Like 64 to nothing.
Yeah, and they were standing at our bus going, "We're number one."
Oh gosh.
And a
Big
B
game,
game.
big game. But their A team was playing.
That was their A team. Beat our B team.
Oh, okay.
And I can remember Coach Campbell had a ball head, and you could just see the glow off of that head. And he slammed that bus door open. He got off. We didn't know this until later, but he went in and offered to play a game at Corning because he wanted to help them get better. And so when they came over here, the score was completely different. It was like 54 to nothing. Corning's game.
Did y'all tell them y'all were number one?
No, we knew better than to do that. That wasn't the way that was supposed to work out. But anyway, he didn't like to lose, and no one on our team liked to lose. Yes.
It's funny you say that. He shared a picture with me one time. It was at Wynn. It was at War Memorial Stadium, and they had just won the state championship. And one of the Wynn players, I guess, is out celebrating with the flag, and he's out there yelling at him, "Get
back over there!"
I mean, they just won the state championship. He didn't care.
It was a job. You did your job, and that was the reward, is to win.
Yep.
Who was y'all's toughest competition back then in y'all's district?
Panto.
Well, now, I will tell y'all, Corning played. We beat Pocahontas. Now they weren't the size, but there was some. What was it? 3-0 or 6-0 ball game.
They were in our conference back then.
They were in our conference, so.
Didn't we play Paragould too?
We played Paragould in junior high. I know.
Yeah. But probably
the Bullpups.
Yeah. I'd say out of all of it, Lepanto. And then we had Walnut Ridge. It would sometimes have a pretty good team.
But we always beat them.
Yeah.
We always beat them. That's right.
Yeah. We beat
everybody.
No. Highland was towards the end there. They really had a good team.
Yep.
What was y'all's most memorable game for y'all?
Terry, come on.
They can't remember. They're getting old.
I was hoping to say the Rice Bowl from last year.
When y'all played. The one y'all played.
When we played, yeah.
If it's not a memorable game, what stands out that you remember the most? I mean, that you're.
Well, I guess the thing that really stuck with me, especially my senior year, we didn't make it to the playoffs and everything, but I wasn't able to finish the season out. Unlike like the other boys here, they were healthy, but when we played at Pocahontas, they tore my ankle up and got a hold of me on a play, and I couldn't even finish the game. I didn't get a chance to finish the game, and that, of course, we all knew there's a possibility of being injured. Mark Smith is the perfect example of that for us. But yeah, I wasn't able to finish my senior football season playing, and we played at home, and I wasn't able to do it that next week and everything. That's one thing I regretted more than anything else. The rest of the time out there, it was nothing but pleasure and fun playing with these guys and with everybody in for the community. My God, City of Corning, they come out.
They traveled too.
They traveled well.
Go back to those days.
Well, now I'm gonna tell you.
When I was in high school, the bleachers was
always full.
Hey,
always.
And all the men were on the sideline,
yes.
and they would tell you what was going on the whole game.
And they told you when you were wrong too. If you did something,
there was lots of coaches on the sideline.
Yes, they weren't shy about it.
Bob Kegley,
Walls.
Tittle, Ralph Cochran.
All those men were they were constant out there. If they wasn't out there, something was wrong.
Mr. Luter, he was out there.
Bill Luter.
Yep. I mean, we had a great group of supporters. I mean, they traveled.
I'm curious about the differences of back when y'all played versus today. I know y'all mentioned pep rallies. So y'all did have pep rallies back then.
Every week.
Everyone would be standing up cheering.
Yep.
What was homecoming like? Did y'all have any festivities before, after?
Oh yeah, yeah. You kissed the girls. That's right.
Yeah.
And,
kiss girls now? Not in the homecoming.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, they did it when we were there, and it was we had a parade. All the school, we had a big parade.
And
all
we built floats.
All
the football team did, or
every class did.
Every class.
Yep.
Yeah.
Wow.
Instead of, out there at the ball field when they do homecoming, they'd do a little display type
Yeah,
thing.
sure,
out there where
sure.
We used to build floats.
When we were juniors, Mike Jadwin was in our class, and he was an artist, and he designed a train engine as our float.
That's awesome.
And the wheels moved on it, and I was on the inside of that with a fire extinguisher shooting smoke out the top of it. But that was what we did. That was what we did. So
where did it? Okay, so let me ask you this: where did it start? What time did you do it during the day?
Yeah, right during the day.
Friday afternoon.
School
would be let out. Y'all were.
Yeah, we had a big parade. The town, all of 2nd Street, it was just like the 4th of July parade route. And I believe it had almost as many people.
Yeah.
That is so
Wasn't it our senior years when Buell Smith had the Ford dealership still, and he gave us Mustangs.
Yep.
To drive the girls on during the parade.
Yep.
Oh, that's awesome.
He was crazy enough to let 18-year-old, 17, 18-year-old teenage boys in Mustangs, brand new Mustangs.
Good businessman, not a very bright idea there.
Andy, you need to get some Camaros and Corvettes for the parade next year.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Inventory's low, but let's do it. Maybe a Bayos and Sonics.
They'll need to order them today for next year.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. I honestly didn't know that. That's pretty cool. That is really cool.
We were 100. The kids today are so much bigger than we were.
Oh yeah.
But now I'm going to tell you, the rules have changed tremendously too. The no blocking, below the waist. But one of the other things is we couldn't, as an offensive lineman, extend your arms. You couldn't push.
Oh,
you had to keep your hands
tied in.
You had to. No, you couldn't grab. But there just no crackback blocks. There wasn't anything like a horse collar called. It wasn't.
Wasn't even a thing of. Then nobody knew what a horse collar was, did they?
No.
You could use your head.
Yeah.
I mean, we had a under Coach No every practice we'd do a headbutt drill.
Yep.
And
really?
You'd run up and put your head right in their number and just drive them.
Your tackle right where your shoulder pads ended, right at your solar plex. That was where that helmet and face mask was supposed to go.
Yep.
Did any of you guys recall having a concussion at any time?
Huh?
What's that?
There wasn't any.
It was just a headache back then.
No, we didn't know if we had one.
Y'all guys talking about kids being big. Warren Ridge, a buddy of mine, I was talking to him Friday or Tuesday or something. They got a 6'4", 320 kid that's 15 years old.
15 years old.
Yep.
No. I will say that in terms of injuries, I probably had more stitches than most on our football team. No, I had a lot of under my chin.
Yep. Yeah. Right
and
then helmets would come up there and hit you and everything.
Y'all had the single bar, right?
No, almost.
We actually everybody had a T-bar helmet.
Oh, really?
That's all we had.
And we got then we got the 3-bar on it. Well, first time we got a 3-bar with the T, man, that was
big time. Wasn't it?
Oh man,
yeah.
You were cool. If you
You ain't kidding, man.
So the Bobcat has evolved a lot from when y'all played. What do you think about the new Bobcat? Compared to
like what you got on?
Yeah.
I like the Bobcat.
The Bobcat. Yeah.
Well,
I can still see it sitting up in the gym. There was a stuffed Bobcat sitting up there.
It was even there when I was in high school.
Look mad. Look mad.
Yeah.
Look mad.
Yep.
And that's not.
They're wanting to rip that off your shirt now, Rich, with you bringing it up.
It's different.
Yes,
it's different.
It is.
And like everything changes.
Everything changes.
Yeah,
everything changes. We evolve.
If the kids like it, that's really
let's
what's
go
What
for
do
it.
y'all think about the red, white, and blue Bobcat on the helmets this year?
That's pretty cool.
Yep,
Yeah.
I thought so too.
We had ours were what was those old gold painted?
And
we had
paint was inside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they didn't make it through the season. It all came off. Yeah, you'd have all that old flaky paint in your hair.
Do you watch us on Friday nights?
Well, I've coached I always went to our games.
Right.
But I keep up with it through Channel 8 now.
Gotcha.
There's on my phone. there's a place for winning and
So
losing.
in other words, you don't.
There you go.
watch it.
You can get on YouTube and watch any.
He
game
stayed with
anytime.
black and gold, though.
Yep.
I think last week it was like 16-14 to Manila. It was close, but we barely lost.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I
We
try to
should've
keep
won that
up.
ball game.
Yeah, Andy, you gonna put that up there?
Yeah, I'm trying to find some older. So here's a good one. I think, anyways.
Hey, what kind of defense did y'all run?
5-2, 6-2, monster.
Yeah.
Always to the strong side.
Yeah.
Yep.
Earl played the strong side, and I was on the weak side.
Yeah.
And
You know, we've had some pretty good athletes that, you know.
Steve Gilbert.
Yeah.
Earl Hart.
It was really odd. It was just all like we were all out of the same mold. There wasn't anything that stood out. We were plug and play.
Did you coach anything other than football at Kennett?
Basketball, baseball, swim team.
Did it all. That's awesome.
Enjoyed all my time. There was our helmets that we used to have. But
Yeah.
that's.
Oh yeah.
They weren't painted on the outside. They had a plexiglass or something, and you had that underneath.
They were very unique. And
Yeah.
we wore the gold pants, and
Yeah.
almost every other team still had white pants back when we played.
Right.
And you know what's funny? Y'all was talking about you didn't have a whole lot of injuries back in.
No,
And the
no.
equipment now is 10 times safer than what it was then.
Yeah.
Of course, Mark Smith he blew out his knee sophomore and junior year.
Mike talked about that on his on our first interview.
And it wasn't that wasn't that
arthroscopic.
No, he had
Coach Smith
he was
said
in a
working
cast
out
for much.
on Christmas.
Yeah.
Train tracks. Those long leg operations.
But he came back and played our senior year.
Senior year.
Yep.
We had a bunch of people. Jimmy Tribble. It was
Yep.
That was the
and
class
we
behind
had
us.
class behind
Timmy
us.
Goodman.
Timmy Goodman.
Timmy Allison.
Randall Barkhart.
Lockwood boys.
Lockwood
I
boys.
think he was younger than because
Yeah.
I think we called him Teddy Bear down when he was in junior high.
Junior by yeah.
And he went on to play at ASU.
Yeah.
Did y'all forget my ignorance on the timeline here, but was a radio station here?
Yes.
KCCB,
Oh, yeah.
Bob Cochran.
Did they cover?
and Mr.
Yeah.
Martin.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Freddie.
Bob. They did the Friday night game. They recorded it on Friday night on the radio and replayed it on Saturday morning.
Didn't your dad do that? And that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mr. Pilla he was always the voice of the Razorbacks at the stadium.
The Bobcats.
Yeah.
Bobcats.
Bobcats, yeah.
That's all right, brother.
It's
Yeah.
big time, baby.
Could have been a late time,
Yeah.
Couple of comments here. Chris Kimball said the wooden C is from the 1982 football season. Paul Moore is the one who brought it to Mountain View in the first round of the playoff game in 1982. Chris Kimball also says 1971 was the season they were ninth graders. They went 9-0 that year, first ever district championship in junior high for Corning.
And Coach Campbell got what were those?
Character type deals.
And I've still got mine in my shop. And how many points we scored, and I believe Gregor and Mike was talking about how many points weren't scored against us, how many touchdowns we had. It was
great.
All the cheerleaders' names.
all the cheerleaders, managers.
Community center, yeah. They used to have a
there's
community. I don't know if they
some
still do.
community center,
I haven't seen those recently. Have you?
I don't know. I don't know if they're still out there or not.
Those are really cool, actually. Yeah, Coach Campbell's whole. Gosh, you walked to his room there in Valona, you turned to the left, it was all Corning, the whole wall. And he had
We went to visit him, and he had it all. He was so proud of the time he had in Corning, and
Corning was. We had lots of fun.
Yeah.
But when Coach Stovall was here, he sort of got it started, and that's when you would go to the games on Friday night, and you always could feel the winning tradition, and then you always want to follow it up next year, and the winning tradition is what we had and what we played for.
Yeah.
You mentioned going and seeing Coach Campbell. I've actually got a picture of it here, if I can get to it here, so people can realize what they were talking about there. And I think it actually shows the room in the background. This will be a horrible picture quality. I apologize. And you can see back there those.
There's Huffman.
Yeah.
Yep. Who's that bald-headed guy back there in the back?
Yeah.
I don't know who that is. But Coach Campbell was so proud that we went to visit him. He took us out for steak dinner afterwards. And,
Whoa, he never did that for me.
Hey.
Yeah.
That's true.
They They give a lot of blood, sweat, and tears for that man.
Yeah.
I had one question that was asked by a listener. I think this will be fun. I think.
Are you not going to tell us who the listener was?
No, I want to keep you.
Oh, come on now.
This question is specifically for our mayor.
Oh, good.
Did you?
Even better. Even better.
We won't do that to you. We're not into politics today. Ask Greg if he ever lost a fight during a football game. Got kicked out of a lot of football games for fighting. Is that true?
Well, I did fight, and I did get kicked out. So all over a haircut too.
Did you win or lose the fight?
Well, I brought his helmet to the sideline. Let's put it like that.
I like it, Greg.
Yeah. So I had.
What started it? You got to give us the background on this, the backstory.
It was a haircut. So before the football game.
Now, was this your own teammate or the other team?
The other team.
Okay.
But before the ball game, Coach, we dressed out so early. You know, it was always the tradition. You'd start out with your pants and whatever. And he called me into his office and he said, "Hey, you're not going to play tonight. You didn't get a haircut." And I said, "Coach, I got a haircut." And he said, "No, you're not playing." So I lost my temper then, and I said, "Well, if I'm not playing, I'm not going to sit on the bench. I'll just go sit in the bleachers with the girls." And he said, "Okay." And so, I'm shucking those clothes just as I'm angry. And so
you had a little bit of a temper.
I had just a tad. And then so as I get completely undressed and putting my pants on, he said, hey, I talked to your mom, and she cut your hair so you can play. So I had to put all my clothes back on. So then we get on the field.
All kinds of emotions.
And this is, you have to understand, too, they kind of lit the fire because this was, was this Malden?
I was hoping it was Piggott.
No, it wasn't Piggott. It was, anyway, these guys came in, and we were in the gym, and they said, "Oh, hey, looks like the junior high team here."
Oh, man.
And so that kind of sparked us just a little. And so as the game proceeded, this guy had me locked up around the ankles, and I hollered at the referee, and I said, "Hey, he's holding." He said, "Handle it on the field." So I raised his mask up, and I hit him right in the nose. And so then it proceeded from
They should
there.
have kicked you out because you did exactly what the referee told you to do.
I did, and then Coach Campbell or Coach No came and got me from this half out there around the 50-yard line and helped me over, but I wouldn't let go of their helmet, so I got to bring it. So anyway, I don't want too many. I try to hide from that because it's embarrassing now, but at the time, well,
that ain't embarrassing at all.
It kind of is because you had to be there. You'd have been embarrassed.
But that would have been embarrassing.
I never was embarrassed.
Well, I know, but I'm just telling you.
That's our mayor, baby.
But I will have to tell you that's
he
the
will
only
fight for you.
Fight for you, baby.
Yeah, I did. But I that's the only way kids that were my size to play where I played. If you didn't have a little fire, you weren't going to succeed.
Now, I don't remember how big you were, but I remember how
150 pounds.
I know.
Yeah.
I remember how big Rob was.
Yeah.
Were you and Rob about the same size?
No, I was smaller than
You're
Rob.
smaller than Rob.
Yeah.
I've seen Rob Saturday.
Yeah.
Who was the troublemaker of the bunch? Poor Greg's
Probably.
gonna beat today.
I can testify to that from all the stories Jerry Davis told me.
Yeah. Well, listen, guys.
Those guys picked on Greg.
Yes.
Mercilessly.
I mean, if there was ever a poster child for being attempted to be bully, they tried to bully me. They just couldn't get the job done.
Don Sharp sent us a picture, and I should have caught it earlier. I think we were talking about maybe this is homecoming, the parade. I think it is. If not, then I have no clue what this picture is. I've got to get it turned the right way first, if I can. It's not going to work with me, I don't think. But
Put the lock on.
picture ring a bell to you guys?
No,
I believe.
No, but that could
Is that even corny?
that might be Corning, but I don't think we really thought about it then. Yeah, we weren't. I don't think that's our grandparents, maybe.
We're old, just not that.
That old.
Not old yet.
Yeah.
Thank you, Coach Sharp. Thank you.
Hey, that may be when he played.
Yeah.
It probably was.
Yeah, that's when he played.
Yeah.
He just had a birthday the other day, I think.
Yeah.
He's a good guy.
We had a good time talking to him.
We did. We really had a good time talking to him.
He said he told me afterwards that's the most he's ever talked. Ever.
Yeah, he was good at it.
Yeah, and he said he would come and do a live one.
Yeah.
So maybe we can get him sometime.
You know the thing is too, guys, is weights. Well, Corning didn't have a weight program when we were.
No.
You know, we didn't. Actually, it was like punishment if we'd had to lift weights because we didn't understand what how they would have helped us.
Absolutely.
Maybe that's the key to success.
Yep.
Let's just scrap the weight.
Let me tell you, when we started the weight program in our grade, it was 2 coffee cans with a steel rod between it filled with concrete. And that's what we worked out with.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what we worked out
100
with.
pounds, maybe?
If you got that much.
If that. It were only, what were they? Pound cans of,
yeah. I mean,
the bigger Folgers coffee
yeah,
cans.
that's what it was. That's what we worked out with. That's what we used as our initial weights. And then we got a weight machine, and we thought, my God.
That's really.
That was something else.
I want to recreate some of those and sell them like throwback curling bars.
Curling bars, yeah.
Like a killing off that.
Yeah, it was something else.
Man, it's really neat hearing these old stories and hearing how things were back then. And obviously you guys lived through the golden age, and obviously it's a lot because of what y'all did. Obviously y'all worked hard and got the results, and it's really, really neat. And I know it's been a while since we've been there, but do you guys, today's games, do you guys get a chance to get out and support and watch the games? Do y'all watch us every Friday night? Do you at least kind of stick with it?
Yeah, I go to at least most of the home games anyway. I've got a grandson that's coming up. He's an 8th grader, and Ellie's a cheerleader, so we try to support the program. And but, even the coaches today have there's different guidelines for them to even practice.
Yeah.
I mean, but
so many hours and stuff.
So many hours. The temperatures, I mean,
Heat
if
globe index.
90, I mean, guys, that wasn't even the tip of the iceberg. It would have been 110, and we'd still been there. And but I know that they have the athlete's best interest at heart.
But we were used to being outside.
Yes.
These kids today, they don't know what the sun is outside half the time.
Right.
And we were outside, Brent and I mean, we're in our neighborhood, we were outside all the time. And sometimes we spent all night outside and our mamas and daddies let us because it was, it was safe. And, we just, we were just outside all the time doing something. We were playing some kind of sport every chance we could.
And a lot of the kids that we played with came from the farm. So, I mean, they did the cab tractors, the air conditioning. I mean, there was still a lot of physical work that was being done on the farm that
you didn't need to lift weights.
I remember Earl glad to come to football practice because he got off the farm.
Right.
Yeah.
It was a break.
Yeah, because it's kind of a break,
Do you guys, I assume this was around during y'all's time. Maybe I'm off on the time frame here. I know we were joking earlier with some things, but was Hop Alley a big deal during y'all's?
Yep.
At the pool hall.
And the pool halls. We had pool halls. There was 2 pool halls on 2nd Street,
Hop
Alley.
There was a cafe. There was a cafe on Hop Alley that had pinball machines.
Yes,
those were
for a
the coolest
nickel.
things.
For a nickel.
Nice.
The coolest things.
Yeah.
Here, spent many nights.
This was the old wiffle ball field right here.
Right next to us.
Yeah. There'd be a lot of wiffle ball played. Soda machine was here.
Yep.
We used to ride our bikes down here to get sodas out of the soda machine.
Yes, they were cold.
That's right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
When I worked at the sawmill, we would walk by over here and get a soda here for a quarter, I think.
Yeah.
That was the coldest sodas in town.
Yep.
So y'all spent a lot of time at the pool hall, the cafe, and and places.
Oh,
like
we
that.
couldn't go. My mom wouldn't let me go. to
Oh
the pool
my
hall.
gosh!
Yeah,
Pool.
That's where folks hung out. You didn't need to hang out.
That's right.
Oh,
that was the no-no place.
Yeah.
Stay away from there.
Okay.
Well, and
Coach
then
Campbell, no.
It was guys like us.
yeah, I'm telling you,
Yeah.
yeah. And then but see, you had a double matinee on Saturday.
Oh yes,
that
The Owls.
the owl
and
show
then on Saturday night you had the Owl Show. So, we had
where was this at now?
at the
That was
theater
the theater
on
downtown.
2nd Street.
Okay.
And we would walk from 5th Street down to the theater.
What was the owl
And
show?
It was
It
late
was
night.
it was usually the R-rated
Yeah,
show.
it'd come on at 10 o'clock
Yeah.
or so at night. So
It was the Hell's Angels on.
Yeah.
So I mean
Yeah.
it was just something that they didn't think the
younger kids.
kids.
The early
Yeah.
Yeah.
show.
Yeah.
The older
Yeah.
kids go to the late show.
And you went for 50 cents.
Yeah,
That was
And-
and,
and when-
that was my mom always said that's the best.
babysitter.
Yeah, best 4 hours of babysitting she could ever have.
And only trying to cost for 50 cents.
Yeah.
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 Who owned the movie theater then?
Ann Hutchins.
Yep. Ann Hutchins.
Calvin worked for her.
And
Yeah.
she would walk up and down the aisles with her flashlight, and if you were making noise, she'd shine that
Had
light
one of
and
those little red cones on.
get
it.
Yeah.
on, get
Yeah.
on to you. And if you were very in trouble, she'd boot you out.
Yep.
We've got someone else that's listening. They sent a picture of this 1970.
Yeah, is that the character?
Yeah, I just want to show. Here, hold this part for just a second. I just want to show this if we can.
That Brent was talking about.
And again, I'm upside down. How do I keep doing that, guys? I don't know, but this is the cartoon. That they were
That's it.
Yeah. That's it.
That's it.
That's
Well,
it right
junior
there.
high, so this is 71. Is
That's the year
Yeah.
we
They
won
were
the
called
district
Bob
champion.
Kittens back then.
Back
Yeah,
then we were
the
still
Bob
Kittens.
Kittens.
Well, see, now it's Junior Bobcats.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
Gosh, I can't believe you guys gave up 12 to Lepanto. What happened that night?
They were the
They had-
best.
they
had a-
They were the second best team.
Had a running back called Buddy Adams.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We only scored 20 on them, I think.
Yeah, 20 to 12. That was your closest game, I think. It looks like.
Yes.
Yep.
Man.
Well, y'all put the hurt on Nettleton.
Yep.
Alvin Cole.
And Hoxie.
Yeah.
Alvin Cole.
Yeah. And they that last game, we went to Hoxie and played, and they knew we were going to win apparently because they took us to a restaurant in Hoxie after the football game and fed us before we came home.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because we were undefeated and won district championship.
That's awesome.
That's some of the parents and businesses paid for us.
You
to
remember where you ate at?
some restaurant that's not there anymore.
Man, you guys were, hey, listen, now in junior high, this isn't junior high, right?
That's impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're
Yeah.
scoring 54,
Yeah.
50,
Yeah.
44, 54 in junior high football.
Yep.
Did you have 30-minute halves back then?
They didn't even take a half back then.
They didn't even get a break. Just a timeout.
They hadn't invented halftime until at that point in time.
Oh, man. Well, this is, I know we're way past, but I love hearing the old stuff. I really do. It's really, really neat. And, of course, it's our glory days, man.
Yeah.
Our heyday. You guys, like you said, you only lost, less than 10 games from your
I think 5 if you count them, about 5.
5 total. That's crazy, man. That's wild. That's really impressive. That's something that the community should be proud of. And I'd like to get those cartoon things back out there at the community center if we can. Or
I haven't been out there, so I don't know. Greg, do you know?
No. But I haven't looked for them either, so
yeah,
we'll see if we can't
yeah,
run
we
them
should get
down.
that. We need to be proud of our past, especially as great as you guys were. I mean, that is really, really neat. And I think y'all as coaches, y'all had it's no accident. You guys are all successful.
We
in
had
life
good
and-
leaders. We had good leaders.
Yep.
As coaches.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what it was.
Yep.
You guys have done really well. And go ahead, Greg.
The way it used to work is do you want me to tell your coach? It wasn't. You
Yeah.
want me to tell your dad, or because I mean he held us to a pretty fine line. I mean Miss Snow I mean jokingly, it was she was the queen and he was the king, and I mean if she pointed someone out, you were in trouble. That's all I got to tell you.
When the queen spoke, the king
the king
action.
took action.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we did. We had lots and lots of fun, and
Who were some of the cheerleaders when y'all were
Lynn Hester, John East Harold, Kathy Fry,
Lori Stovall.
Lori
Stovall.
Brianna Kegley.
Yeah. Brenna Kegley.
Julie Ballinger.
Yeah.
Okay.
Julie
Ballinger. Vicky.
Yeah.
Gina Osborne.
Vicky Baker, wasn't she?
Yeah. No.
Not Vicky. No,
I don't. Yeah, Valerie may have been a.
She played basketball.
Basketball.
Okay.
You know, back then, you know, you couldn't play. You know, you couldn't cheer and do anything else.
Yeah.
If you did anything else, you couldn't cheer.
Yeah, it's one of the two.
You were a cheerleader. If you were a cheerleader, you were just a cheerleader.
Yep.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
But like Martin said, did y'all play basketball?
I played till my senior year.
I tried it, but I kept tackling the guy with the ball, so I had to quit.
Terry and I were kind of like
I was 5 feet tall in ninth grade.
That one, you know, if you want the ball, we'll get you the ball.
There's a reason his nickname was Bull.
Yeah, we weren't that gracious, graceful people running out there on the basketball
We're not
court.
that delicate.
I tell this story. We all played Little League and Babe Ruth baseball together, too. And when we were playing Babe Ruth baseball, I batted lead off, and Terry always batted clean up. And I said, when I was on base, if he swung and I heard him grunt, I knew it was time to run because he'd hit the ball a long way.
That's awesome. That's a good reputation for sure.
Well,
Mark McGuire.
I'll say this, that all through high school, our group was pretty tight.
Yeah.
I mean,
yes.
They and I don't know. It's probably no different in any other school or any other class, but you know, we've had a lot of lasting memories. We, as a group, we still get together. Earl kind of brought us back.
Yep.
You know, when he had last summer, and you know, he's gone now, but we've still tried to stay together. You know,
all go to the golf course and battle Mike Vincent here.
Well, now Terry and I are probably not golfers, but we drive a golf cart.
Yeah.
I remember. Did y'all say Steve Kilbreth was in your class?
No, he's a year older.
He was a year
ahead of us.
Okay.
That year that we went 10-0, it was Mark Stacy and Jim Black, Keith Walls,
Clay Kuntz,
and Steve Kilbreth.
Galen Llewellyn was with that.
Galen was there. Roger Wise.
Fields. What was Fields' first?
Mike Fields.
Mike Fields. Yes.
Yeah.
His dad was a Free Will Baptist preacher.
Yes.
Yep.
Yep.
He came from Thayer. He had a green. He was they're Bobcats, so he wore a green shirt with a green Letterman's coat with a Bobcat on.
Yeah.
So
was I think we're a little off in the timeline here, but Timmy Forrest.
He was quite a bit younger.
Quite a bit younger, yeah.
And then what about Juddy?
He's quite older than us.
Oh, okay, so you're on both ends. Okay, so I wouldn't remember the accidents. Okay.
No.
Well, I was probably at the ball game.
I was there.
Yeah.
Because Dad,
you were there? Okay.
Dad took us to every ball game there was.
Yep.
At the old field.
Yep.
Yep.
That was
the
one
Huddle
at
Plaza
Huddle
is.
Plaza.
Huddle Plaza.
Sprague
is.
Sprague. Yeah.
Man,
Did y'all run around and play, or did you sit up in the stands and watch football games?
My family, my dad, if we went to the ball game, we watched the ball game.
That's what I thought.
If we wanted to play, we stayed home.
That's what I thought.
Yep. Hey, they used to go to Dyersburg, Tennessee. I remember once going all the way over there with Dad and them to watch a ball game, and it was Corning that was going over to play.
I think Mike Smith.
Mike was telling us.
Yeah.
We used to play Popper Bluff. I know Coach Campbell scheduled them
Yeah.
a couple times.
Yep.
Yeah, of course. And this year's, I think it's the first year we played a team from Missouri in a while. We played Portageville this year, and that was the first time we played someone from Missouri in quite a while. But maybe you can hook us up with the Kinnick connection there.
Well, our 7th grade played them Monday night.
That's true, yeah.
Picked a rough year to start with Portageville. I think this is the best team
I know.
they've had in a while.
They've been really good.
How long have you been retired?
5 years.
So you were coaching when y'all beat Pocahontas over there. Didn't y'all beat them
that
with
was
field
back,
goal?
yes, sir.
Yeah. Logan Davis, Jerry's son, was playing for Pocahontas that year. And
we had kicked a field goal at the end.
Yep, that's right. And I think David Huffman, one of their better players, got injured in that game.
I believe. I knew somebody got hurt, but I don't. Yeah.
Was Travis Wilcutt? He's from Corning. He's in my grade. Was he at Kennett when you were there?
Yes.
Okay.
He coached under me a little bit.
Okay.
He's a good kid.
He's a principal now.
He is.
Assistant principal.
He is. He's moving on up, man.
He's a good kid.
I'm proud of him. Yeah, he graduated. He played ball with us at Corning. Graduated in 06. And
Like you said earlier, at least he stayed with the same colors.
Yeah,
that's true. That's true.
But yeah, he's done a good job.
Yeah, he really has. He's really done good for himself. Well, guys, I appreciate y'all. I know we went over on time, but man, it's
we've had a great time.
We've had a good time.
Yeah.
Coach Stovall's probably like,
Greg.
"Where's his phone call?"
Yeah. Tell him it was Greg that did it. Laurie will back me up.
Tell him we said hello.
We will. We definitely will. We're
Yeah.
excited. I hadn't seen Coach Stovall since the banquet we did a few years back, and I think he's the oldest living head
I bet he is.
I assume he is anyways.
I bet, yeah.
Coach Noah and Kimball are gone now, and Stovall was before then. I'd say he is.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm
They're
not
close.
sure who was
He-
before
yeah.
him, though.
Yeah.
I
can't remember.
I don't either.
It'd be a long
Anyways.
time ago.
But so we're excited about that. But thank you guys. Any last words? Anything that you want to say? Any shout outs you want to give to anybody before we get off here?
No. I'll just tell them all we said hello.
Yeah.
There we go.
Great place to grow up.
It is.
There we
Like I said earlier, I appreciate everybody having voted confidence in me to elect me as your sheriff and everything. It's been
There we
an
go.
honor and a privilege. And the only other thing I can say after that is let's go Bobcats.
There we go.
That's
Good
right.
job.
Actually, if you'd probably talk to our teachers, they probably never thought Terry and I'd hold any kind of office.
Well, we was holding an office. It wasn't the kind of.
It was in the principal's office.
That's awesome. That really is. Well, man, you guys have been great. We appreciate you. Thank you, guys. That has been the class of 75. We really appreciate those guys coming on with us. Hey, we owe you a commercial break. You're watching Good Morning Corning on KBKG. More music, 93.5. Red Taylor Ford, your family-owned and operated hometown dealer right here in Corning for over 45 years now. Any of your automotive needs, go by and see them, whether it's sales, maybe new or used, or parts or service. They've got you taken care of. You can see them Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m., or Saturday, 7 to noon. A lot of friendly faces there, like David and Brent Taylor, Jim Clifton. Or you can call those fine folks at 870-857-3516. Find them on Facebook. Find them online, www.redtaylorford.com. Proud sponsors of KBKG More Music 93.5 FM and of the Corning Bobcats. KBKG More Music 93.5 FM. Corning's hometown station. That's what you're listening to right now, and we appreciate you for tuning in. Hey guys, if you want to tune in every Friday night during football season, we'll have all the Corning Bobcat football games live on your radio waves right here. Also select basketball games, baseball, and softball games. That's right here, More Music 93.5. Also, we want to say thank you to Jim Atkins, owner-operator at KBKG, for all he does and for allowing us to do this radio show this morning, and Amanda Sutphin for all of her help, and Rob Barnett for all he does as well. Again, KBKG, More Music 93.5, Corning's hometown station. Go Cats, go. You're listening to Good Morning Corning, our new radio station here in our home. Red Taylor Ford, your family-owned and operated hometown dealer right here in Corning for over 45 years now. Any of your automotive needs, go by and see them, whether it's sales, maybe new or used, or parts or service. They've got you taken care of. You can see them Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m., or Saturday, 7 to noon. A lot of friendly faces there, like David and Brent Taylor, Jim Clifton. Or you can call those fine folks at 870-857-3516. Find them on Facebook. Find them online, www.redtaylorford.com. Proud sponsors of KBKG More Music 93.5 FM and of the Corning Bobcats. KBKG More Music 93.5 FM. Corning's hometown station. That's what you're listening to right now, and we appreciate you for tuning in. Hey guys, if you want to tune in every Friday night during football season, we'll have all the Corning Bobcat football games live on your radio waves right here. Also select basketball games, baseball, and softball games. Red Taylor Ford, your family-owned and operated hometown dealer right here in Corning for over 45 years now. Any of your automotive needs, go by and see them, whether it's sales, maybe new or used, or parts or service. They've got you taken care of. You can see them Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m., or Saturday, 7 to noon. A lot of friendly faces there, like David and Brent Taylor, Jim Clifton. Or you can call those fine folks at 870-857-3516. Find them on Facebook. Find them online, www.redtailorford.com. Proud sponsors of KBKG More Music 93.5 FM and of the Corning Bobcats. KBKG More Music 93.5 FM. Red Taylor Ford, your family-owned and operated hometown dealer right here in Corning for over 45 years now. Any of your automotive needs, go by and see them, whether it's sales, maybe new or used, or parts or service. They've got you taken care of. You can see them Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m., or Saturday, 7 to noon. A lot of friendly faces there, like David and Brent Taylor, Jim Clifton. Or you can call those fine folks at 870-857-3516. Find them on Facebook. Find them online, www.redtailorford.com. Proud sponsors of KBKG More Music 93.5 FM and of the Corning Bobcats. KBKG More Music 93.5 FM. Corning's hometown station. That's what you're listening to right now, and we appreciate you for tuning in. Hey guys, if you want to tune in every Friday night during football season, we'll have all the Corning Bobcat football games live on your radio waves right here. Also select basketball games, baseball, and softball games. That's right here, More Music 93.5. Also, we want to say thank you to Jim Atkins, owner-operator at KBKG, for all he does and for allowing us to do this radio show this morning, and Amanda Sutphin for all of her help, and Rob Barnett for all he does as well. Again, KBKG, More Music 93.5, Corning's hometown station. Go Cats, go. You're listening to Good Morning Corning, our new radio station here in our hometown of Corning, Arkansas, hosted by myself, Andy Earls, and co-hosted by Bart White and Mark Hufford, right here on KBKG, More Music 93.5. Look ahead to more of these radio shows, and your current show will be back on very shortly. Thanks for tuning in. Red Taylor Ford, your family-owned and operated hometown dealer right here in Corning for over 45 years now. Any of your automotive needs, go by and see them, whether it's sales, maybe new or used, or parts or service. They've got you taken care of. You can see them Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m., or Saturday, 7 to noon. A lot of friendly faces there, like David and Brent Taylor, Jim Clifton. Or you can call those fine folks at 870-857-3516. Find them on Facebook. Find them online, www.redtailorford.com. Proud sponsors of KBKG More Music 93.5 FM and of the Corning Bobcats. KBKG More Music 93.5 FM. Corning's hometown station. That's what you're listening to right now, and we appreciate you for tuning in. Hey guys, if you want to tune in every Friday night during football season, we'll have all the Corning Bobcat football games live on your radio waves right here. Also select basketball games, baseball, and softball games. That's right here, More Music 93.5. Also, we want to say thank you to Jim Atkins, owner-operator at KBKG, for all he does and for allowing us to do this radio show this morning, and Amanda Sutphin for all of her help, and Rob Barnett for all he does as well. Again, KBKG, More Music 93.5, Corning's hometown station. Go Cats, go. You're listening to Good Morning Corning, our new radio station here in our hometown of Corning, Arkansas, hosted by myself, Andy Earls, and co-hosted by Bart White and Mark Hufford, right here on KBKG, More Music 93.5. Look ahead to more of these radio shows, and your current show will be back on very shortly. Thanks for tuning in. Red Taylor Ford, your family-owned and operated hometown dealer right here in Corning for over 45 years now. Any of your automotive needs, go by and see them, whether it's sales, maybe new or used, or parts or service. They've got you taken care of. You can see them Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m., or Saturday, 7 to noon. A lot of friendly faces there, like David and Brent Taylor, Jim Clifton. Or you can call those fine folks at 870-857-3516. Find them on Facebook. Find them online, www.redtailorford.com. Proud sponsors of KBKG More Music 93.5 FM and of the Corning Bobcats. KBKG More Music 93.5 FM. Corning's hometown station. That's what you're listening to right now, and we appreciate you for tuning in. Hey guys, if you want to tune in every Friday night during football season, we'll have all the Corning Bobcat football games live on your radio waves right here. Also select basketball games, baseball, and softball games. That's right here, More Music 93.5. Also, we want to say thank you to Jim Atkins, owner-operator at KBKG, for all he does and for allowing us to do this radio show this morning, and Amanda Sutphin for all of her help, and Rob Barnett for all he does as well. Again, KBKG, More Music 93.5, Corning's hometown station. Go Cats, go. You're listening to Good Morning Corning, our new radio station here in our hometown of Corning, Arkansas, hosted by myself, Andy Earls, and co-hosted by Bart White and Mark Hufford, right here on KBKG, More Music 93.5. Look at And we're back here live at KBKG, More Music 93.5 headquarters, your hometown radio station here in Corning, Arkansas. Andy Earls alongside me, Mr. Bart White, and alongside him, Mr. Rich Martin. Overalls, Martin, the voice of the Bobcats now. Yep. And we're excited to bring you episode number 5 of Good Morning Corning. This is our grand finale today of interviews, and I don't know how we could have gotten a better person to interview. We have got the legendary coach, Mr. Paul Stovall. He's on a phone interview with us today. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to let Bart and White kind of take over here for a second. I'm going to go in the back, and I'm going to make sure the audio sounds good. But Coach Stovall, we appreciate you jumping on with us here. And if you don't mind, for the folks that may not know, if you don't mind to introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about you.
Okay, thank you. I guess, in 1960 or 61. But I grew up in northeast Arkansas. There's a little place called Hughes, Arkansas. I was quite active in sports, and then went to college in Louisville, Mississippi, in a junior college, and from there I went to ASU. Played there 2 years, and then was a graduate assistant for earlier year there at ASU before I went into the service, and spent 2 years there. I coached in the service, and then played also. Was very fortunate to get the education that I got, and things that sort of worked out for me.
Coach Stovall, what were some of the major challenges when you first arrived at Corning?
Listen, it was in pretty bad shape when I got there. The high school. And he hired me as a football coach, and we went upstairs to the old high school where they kept their equipment, and I noticed it looked sort of strange. They had old gold jerseys, and they were wool looking. I mean, they weighed 3 pounds each. And that's the only type of game jersey we saw. And we also found out that there were all kinds of insignias on the helmets. I mean, I couldn't figure out what it was, and I got to pulling on one of them and got it off, and they had used tape to fix the cracked helmets.
Oh.
I told Coach Smith, Mr. Smith, that's one thing he told me. He said, I'm not the coach. He said, I'm the superintendent. So he straightened me out there, but the equipment was awful. I've never seen anything like bad. And so we had to go through there at the old high school, and that first year was pretty tough. I'll get into that a little later, but we had a lot of togetherness with that first group. We dressed in a room that you couldn't put 25, 30 people in hardly, but we were stepping on one another, getting dressed and whatnot. So we had a lot of togetherness during that period of time. And that's about it. From there, we started out as a football team the first year. I guess a lot of the kids wanted to see what was going on, and they all came out about 30, 35, I guess, something like that. And then the first ball game, I think we were down to 20. So they didn't know what practice in football was all about. I don't remember who had been there coaching them, but they wasn't coaching them football, I can tell you that much.
Any memorable names you want to mention of the first team you coached there?
Yes, we had a lot of young boys, and we had the Walls boys, and I can't name a lot of them, but Johnny Williams was one. He was a running back, had good speed, and also I can't get over how how bad we were. We won one ball game that year, and I always said, they say losing is a good education. Well, if that's the case, we ought to come out as cum yachties or whatnot. Educated bunch in the state, because we took a lot of whippings. And then what's ironic about it more than anything is the last ball game we played was at over at Blytheville, and it was against what was the name of that school there at Blytheville? I can't think of the name of this guy's name.
Gosnell?
Yeah, still there, and we beat Gosnell, and it was a upset really, because they were the district champions that year, and I was so proud, and the kids were. It was just unbelievable. I think they thought we were crazy. We won a ball game, and we were. We were so proud of ourselves and everything, and that's about what started it all. From then on, we were pretty respectable. We had some good football teams and some good players also, and I'm very, very fond of and can remember. I can't remember the names of all of them anymore. When you retire and you get up to my age, what was the old saying they used to say was, when he retired, he said, that's the only big event left. And, I'm not ready for the second one yet. But,
Coach, this is Andy. I know obviously you talked a little bit about some of the challenges there when you got there. How did you go about changing the culture of Bobcat football? Because like you mentioned before you got there, obviously it was kind of a struggle. So how did you go about just changing that entire culture?
Well, we just worked hard. Like I told him, if you don't want to be a part of it, you don't have to be. I said, football is not a required subject. It's something that you want to go out to or go out with. Try to see what you can do, and if you can, you can be successful. If you can't, you're not going to be successful. There's certain work we have to do, and we're going to do it. And if you don't want any part of it, then just don't show up. So that's basically was our philosophy, or my philosophy. And, you know, back when we first started, I was the only coach, the basketball coach. Didn't know much football or anything, but we taught him, or I did. And so and we had to start a junior high program, which they did not have at that time. So it was a little struggle at first, something that I wasn't used to. I had coached at Thayer, Missouri, when I got out of the Army, and we had 2 years of excellent football. The first year I was coach, I went undefeated. I thought I was the best coach in the country. But that soon changed through the years, but I really enjoyed the years that I was in the profession. I really did, and I enjoyed the days I was at Arkansas State. That was very important years for me there also. I was fortunate I had some good coaches that taught me some stuff, and I pretty much used that with all my teams that I had.
You just had a wedding anniversary, didn't you?
Pardon?
Didn't you have a wedding anniversary recently?
Yes. Yeah. I said the other day, you know, when you turn 90, you forget a lot. Let's see, 67 years I had to count it. I didn't know if I could count that high.
Congratulations.
Yeah, that's a long time.
A long time. And I certainly wanted everybody to know she's part of my success, that's for sure.
How did you two meet?
She met me, I think. I'm not sure. I was I guess, a senior at Arkansas State, and she was a freshman. And we had to, when we go to the cafeteria every day, we got football. Passed by their dormitory, I guess, and whatnot. And every time I looked up, she was there. And so we got to talking to one another, and her brother was on the football team at that time also, and he encouraged me to go out with Alice because I had a vehicle, and I was the only one that had one, and he wanted to borrow it.
So he had motives, huh?
He had motives, he was really nice, and he said, well, I'll be nice. Just do what you want to do. Tell her this, tell her that. And then he'd say, now, hurry up and get her back to the dorm. I'd like to borrow your car to do something. So we hustled her back to the dorm so he could take off somewhere.
That's funny.
It was quite interesting. It sure was.
Coach, how did it feel winning the first ever district championship in Corning?
I don't know. What year was that?
Andy, do we know what year that was?
The first one was 19. Hang on a second here.
It was 19-something, Coach.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. How hard is it now? Yeah,
well, it had to have been 1960-something since he came here in 61.
I had it written down. Hang on. I think it was 1968.
Yeah, that year that we won the championship was
Yes.
very, very important. We just moved out to the new school and was playing at the new football field. It was on Thanksgiving. I can remember that. We were playing Piggott.
Yeah.
We whooped them pretty good.
We love to hear that.
One thing we did that, I don't know, maybe wasn't too smart to a lot of people, but it was to us and to myself and the football team, is that I went to a coaching clinic in California, and the town was good enough to pay my way and whatnot, and so I went, and Ara Parsegian was coaching then, and I had read a little type of paperback book about him and his defense and so forth. So I put the defense in about the third week of the season, and we worked on it every day, but we never used it the whole year until we played Pitt. And it was sort of a unique type, I guess, defense. And they had a quarterback that could throw well and was what they called a sprint-out passer. And we had a type of defense we lined up. We always had two men. But back then, there wasn't a lot of splits and all like that. It's pretty much a dead type T and a straight seven-man line on offense. And we had two men on each end on the offensive end. We had inside linebackers and then two outside ends. And he couldn't sprint out. When he did, we were all over him. And this went on quite a while, and we finally wound up, I think, 3 or 4 touchdowns that we won. It was on Thanksgiving Day. And I can remember one thing about it. It was so cold that when we got inside, I got the cramps, and I didn't want to cry in front of everybody. I ran to my office.
That's funny. That's great. Coach, I'd heard, I don't know if it's true or not, but I heard that you actually coached Dutch Noel when he was in high school.
That's right. Coached when we was in Malden, Missouri. One of the best, I guess, athletes, one of the many, but he was quite an athlete. He played center. He played, I think they even played him fullback. So defensively, I played him anywhere there's a weak spot. I put him in there. He was a heck of an athlete. He sure was.
Did
he went to ASU, was a football player there. If I'm not mistaken, I think he was an all-conference football player there. That's where I basically really got her started. One of my first athletes that went to ASU, and I had a few after that.
That's great. Coach, did you play a role in getting getting Dutch No to Corning as a coach?
Yes. When I went back to Corning as a principal, yes, I got a hold of him. We hired him. It's the best move we ever made.
Coach, I'm going to throw out some names for you here, and I just want you to kind of reflect on these names. I'll go one at a time, but one of the people I want to ask you about is Truman Moore. Tell us your memories of Truman Moore.
Truman was, he was an athlete. He's also one of the best I've ever had. foods. And I remember we were running a meet. It may have been at Walnut Ridge. They were about the only one that had a track back in those days. And the coaches could stay on the infield, basically. And we were running the 440, and when they come around the last curve, I didn't know exactly what position he was. Basically, he's running about second or third, I think. But anyway, I screamed at him that told him to get up front. And he did, and he won it. And then when I went up and talked to him, I said, well, now that's the way to run and whatnot. And I looked down, his foot was bleeding, and it broke a spike and fell up into his foot.
Oh, jeez.
When I squalled at him, I don't know if that's helped him or not. He won the race anyway. So
He wanted to hurry up and get that shoe off.
And I can tell you another story about Truman. His dad was a very close friend of mine, and he went to every ball game. We went to somewhere in Alabama. I can't remember the team we were playing now, but I know at the half we met him at the gate when they were going in, and I said, why don't you use your hand more when you're on defense? I said, you're not using them enough. And he said, took the word of his right or left hand up, I don't know, but his thumb was back here on his wrist.
Wow.
And he played the whole stinking ball game for that. And
Wow.
I just had all the respect in the world for him. I mean, he was one of my better athletes. He also went to Arkansas State, scholarship, and got a lot of playing time. That's for sure. And he was an all-conference football player.
Coach, I got another player to ask you about, Benny Skaggs.
Benny Skaggs. Oh, Lord, Benny. I thought the world of Benny. He back then, we also had started a weight program, and we used from the kitchen different big juice cans. You could pour them full of water, freeze them, and then let them fall out, and then pour all the water out, and then pour sand in them. And two on each end of the bar weighed about 70 pounds. And then we had two bars was 100 and something pounds. Two cans on each end. And we used those, for example, before practice actually started. When you come out, you started working on curls and things of that nature. And put it down, run 40 yards, come back. We had a lot of success with that. And then we got some good, real weights. And we were working out in the little room we had. Wasn't a lot of room to work out in. But then he was working out on this particular bench type press. He was laying down on the little bench, taking it up, shoved it up there, and whatnot. And it slipped out of his hand, and the bar hit him right across the top of the head. It didn't even phase him.
I was fixing to say, he's probably pretty hard-headed, wasn't he?
I said to myself, I said, are you okay? He said, I'm okay. I said, well, he's going to be a football player. I guarantee you that. And he was. I played him in several positions, and I guess it was a championship game that I played him some at fullback, and he was a very, very good athlete, a high school athlete. They didn't go to school or college that I know of.
Hey, Coach, what about the Walls boys? Out of Dickie, David, and Marshall, who was the most talented there?
Well, they were both great athletes. There's no doubt about it. Marshall, he was a what you call him, free spirit. I forget. He'd come to school with a pair of good jeans on. One might be rolled up to the knee, and the other was dragging the dust out behind him. he just, but I played him at tackle until his senior year. Of course, David, he played anywhere I wanted him to. Quarterback, played center. He could do it all. David did. But his Marshall senior year, I moved him to fullback. And I just bust my head upside my head, put it that way, but waiting till his senior year. He could annihilate anybody on the sweep. I honestly believe that when we ran the sweep that the defense would almost turn and run because if it was one or two in the way, he'd just wipe them out. And if he wasn't doing good, all I had to do was scream at him right loud, Lord have mercy. I mean, he'd get out of no doubt about it. They both went to ASU, both were all conference football players, and are very outstanding citizens today. I see them every now and then, but I haven't in 3 or 4 years that they live in Illinois now. And the oldest was Dickie Walls. And Dickie was my first quarterback who was very, very good. He was a good leader. He helped me more than he ever realized. Because I talked with him a lot about what we wanted to do. He's very intelligent. And he caught on to it real well. And he was, when he graduated, I think he went to Arkansas Tech, if I'm not mistaken. He lived, I can't remember about his foot, but I know he played football. That's for sure.
Coach, I want to ask you one last thing here that I've got here. Dutch No was known for practical jokes. I guess that's a side that not everybody knows. Did he ever scare you or something?
Yeah, when we had basketball season at the half, I would get to all the boxes, 10 boxes, to take the money back over to my office and lock it up. Well, one night I come out that back door of the gymnasium, there's bushes all around the corner there, and I was walking, and he jumped out from behind that bush and scared me. And I thought I was going to faint at first, but I took those 2 boxes and I threw him. I think one might have hit him in the head. I wish the other one had, too.
Yeah. It ain't fun getting scared, is it?
If he ever jumped out anywhere else and he did this to me again, I said, I'm going to fire you. I said, I'm not going to put up with that crap. Listen, I thought I was going to faint. But we got over it.
Hey, Coach, we had Greg Arndt, Mike Vincent, Brent Carr, and Terry Miller on earlier, and every one of them guys told me to make sure and tell you hello before they left.
Well, good. I wish I could see all of them. I was so fortunate. I had some great kids in it. And I can think of one kid in particular, and that was the Blue Alley boy, Kelly.
Coach, can you hear me, Coach?
Coach Stovall, you still there? I think we've lost him.
I think we may have lost him there. He was going out for a second. Maybe we can get him to call back. He is still on the phone currently. So, Coach, I don't know if you can hear us or not, but start talking as soon as you can, I guess.
Please hang up and try again.
Okay, so that's
he changed his voice.
We will have him call back again. Really intriguing stuff there. You see the picture on the screen as well. That was our sports banquet just a few years back. We had Clinton Sterner up there, and you see all the coaches there, which is really, really neat. And I'm going to let Laura know that we lost him there. If you could just call us back.
I can't believe you can text that good with them big thumbs.
I know, right? Here we go. I'm betting this is him. Coach, can you hear us?
Can you hear me?
There we go. Now we're good. Okay. We've got you back on now, and now that we've got you back on, here comes the hard-hitting questions. I've got to know. I don't want to put you on the spot, but is it true? Now, you left Corning for Walnut Ridge, correct? Do you mind us asking what led you to Walnut Ridge after a really good career there at Corning?
I don't know. My wife was there and had a lot of friends there, and money also. Coaches didn't make much money back in those days, and I'm not plugging for anybody, but if it hadn't been for Sears and Roebuck, I don't think we could have had clothes to wear. So, they just didn't pay teachers or coaches too much. The principals and superintendents got it all.
I see. Well, I can't blame you for that, Coach. Obviously, you got a family, got a life, so I can't blame you there. Hey, I also want to know, I know you can't see this right now, but up on our screen, we've actually got a picture of you at our dinner banquet a few years ago here in Corning, and I see Mr. Coach Don Campbell to your left, our right, looking at it. Tell me about your relationship with Coach Campbell, because you weren't. Now, were you there at Corning when Coach Campbell came?
Yeah, I was much good and helped get him the job as a head coach when Dutch left. He wasn't, I think, in junior high at that time, and we just moved him up to head football coach. Don was a fine man, good football coach, did a tremendous job while he was there. And he really was a good football coach and had some good kids to coach, and that makes a lot of difference. If you've got some kids that listen to you, try to do what you ask them to do, and majority of the time they can, and you're successful. And that's pretty much how I felt. And our practices were spirited. We worked hard, and we ran a lot of drills. I'm sure a lot of them thought they were a little hard to come to practice every day. And I went through some of that hair deal also.
Hey, Coach, what year did you actually go to Walnut Ridge?
So I went there in 69, 70 and 71.
Did you have a player by the name of Gary Hancock?
Yeah, Hancock?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yeah, his son's a good friend of mine, and he actually called me the other day and said he was excited that you were going to be on the show this morning. His son's name is Shane. I don't know if you know him or not, but
No, I do not, but I know his brother.
yeah, but he was excited about you being on the show this morning. He keeps up with us all the time.
Your brother was a good athlete, Hancock was, but one thing that I'll have to say for him, and this is not derogatory, but he was awful hard-headed.
I can see that.
He didn't want to follow instructions too well, but he did a heck of a job on defense. He would. I should have never put in a stop play for him, and he never could get the right angle. He'd always go the wrong way. But a lot of times he'd screw it up so bad that they didn't know what was happening.
Confuse the defense.
I told him to go ahead and do what he's doing.
Yeah. Jerry Davis, I used to work for him, and he always told me how tough Hancock was.
Oh, God.
Yeah, he said he was tougher than a pine knot.
Now, Coach.
Back in those days, we had it's hands-on pretty much to teach him to do this. I'll tell you one story. That, I cannot remember the kid's name, but he had come there from Piggott, and he was a good, pretty good-sized athlete, running back. But I don't know if we had to put a rock in one hand and nothing in the other hand so he'd know the difference left and right.
That don't surprise me coming from Piggott.
I was going to say that, but I didn't know if it would be politically correct.
How to run this trap that we were running, and I put all the defense in front of them. They just stood up or got on their knee, basically, and we put our offense behind, and I had him at fullback. And I said, now, when he snaps the ball, I said, I'll take it, I'll turn, and you just walk to my left. And when I give you the ball, you'll cut back to your right, and there ought to be a hole there for you. But do you think we can walk through that? Yes, sir. Well, we snapped the ball, and I got it, and I turned around, and my God, he was on me so fast that he hit me right in the chest with that helmet. I said, well, one thing I accomplished, he knows how to put his helmet when he stacked it. He knocked me up on top of the standing defense there, and it hurt, but I wasn't going to let him do it. I said, now that's what I'm trying to get you to tell you, is that if you want to be a football player, you've got to be that way every time you run the football. I said, I said, of course, you didn't hit very hard. That's right. And I was in agony. That night, my wife had to call the doctor to come to the house. I was hurting so bad. That's one thing. I quit demonstrating after that.
Yeah. Coach, you obviously went to Walnut Ridge. You were there for a few years. Did y'all play Corning those years that you were there?
All 3 years, yes. I think we won 2 of them, and they won 1. Yeah, I think. We were at, we lost at Walnut Ridge, I remember. And we had a mix-up. It almost was a minute or 2 left, and we were a point or 2 behind. And we had hand signals back in those days to run this defense or run this play and whatnot. I could have made a mistake. I don't know. But it was 4th down, and there was a minute or 2 left. And I did not want to punt the football, so I gave the signal to run off tackle. Thought they might make that 1st or 4th, 2 or 3, I'm not sure. And we had a quick kick in our offense, and for some reason the quarterback thought I'd signal a quick kick, and he quick kicked the football. And Lord have mercy, our fans went crazy. And then when it was over, they beat us. When it was over, one of our of us was standing, I think it was Mr. Cochran, Ralph Cochran, I believe it was. He told my wife, grabbed her or something, said, I knew we were going to lose, said, you're Walnut Ridge, or something of that nature. He blamed my wife for us losing the ball.
Wow.
Hey, Coach, didn't Ralph come to you and one time at a Corning game when you were coaching at Corning and talk to you at halftime or something about your coaching?
Yeah, we were coming out with the new facility then, and we were coming out to halftime, and we hadn't played very well. Like I told them at halftime, I said, well, you're not tackling worth a crap as far as that goes. He said, but you made up for it. We're not blocking either. That's basically about what it was. But anyway, Ralph was at the gate giving me some advice, and just a mumbling and a carrot-on and so forth. And I was a little perturbed also. And I said, Ralph, why don't you just take them on into the gym and you coach them and tell them what you want to do and then bring them back out.
Oh, wow.
And continue to play the ball game.
Oh, wow.
I'm not going to repeat on the air what he said, but he said, you've done them so, well, they can't nobody coach them.
Oh, man.
Hey, Coach Stovall, did you have a running back named Mac McLean over at Walnut Ridge?
Yeah, Mac was an athlete above his time. But, he could really run that football. He had the speed, and he's one of the better running backs I had in my career as coach. And he went to a school in Missouri. Missouri State, I believe, at that time, and had a big career there at college. And then I got to see back, I guess it was my last year at Walnut Ridge before I went back to Corning as principal. He was in a program of weightlifting, going to high schools all in Missouri, and presenting a type of weight program for football players, and he was very successful. But he was really good in football and track.
Yeah, I know Jerry Davis always told me that him, Jerry, and Mac, and Teddy Barnes from Marion said they were always 1, 2, and 3 in the 100-meter dash.
Oh, yeah, they were. I mean, I had a young man, too, at Corning when I was there as a coach. Started a track program, really. Donnie Williams, I believe was his name. He could run 100 around 10-1, 10-2.
And that was meters, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fast.
It wasn't bad at all.
Mm-mm.
Of course, back in my day, I was pretty active in track in high school and when I went to ASU. But we ran on what you call railroad cinders that they put on the railroad tracks inside. It was pretty tough, slick at times. And too, I found out right quick I didn't want to run any hurdles. Because when you hit the ground, there was no hide left.
Yeah.
That. But that's pretty good. Back in those days.
Yeah. Coach, now, before you got to Corning, obviously Corning had struggled with the football program. So I'm curious, how was the fan base back when you were at Corning? Did they show up and support? Was it a big numbers, or did it take a little bit to get to that?
Well, I'll tell you this, how they felt about football when I got there. I had to get a haircut. So the season was going on at that time. And I crawled up in the chair, my turn, and as I was getting up, the barber said, "Who won the ball game last night?" And before I could answer, some guy sitting over there in the chair, and he said, "The Cardinals 3-1." So our fan base wasn't the greatest.
That's funny.
They thought that the Cardinals were the team they were rooting for.
That is pretty good stuff, actually.
Oh, listen, coaching it's so gratifying and it's so frustrating at times. I can give you an example. We had started our junior high program, and we went to Bible to play. And Gosnell, yeah, that's who it was, Gosnell. And at the high, it was, I went in at the high. I was trying to explain going on. So I just do it. I mean, just got all over me. Back in the back, one of them, I don't know who it was, raised his hand. I said, what do you want? Well, one of the kids that got hurt on the shoulder. He said, how is Bobby or whoever it was? I just joked. I said, he's okay. I said, he just got it stung. That's all. He's okay. But he said, did he get stung by a bee? I said, that's it. I just turned around. I walked out, and one of the board members, I think it was Homer Pillow, was standing there. And I told him, you better hire somebody to coach this junior high bunch. I said, I've had all I can take. They're going to drive me crazy. And we did. We finally got us a junior high coach. So that helped a little.
Now, Coach, y'all played your games at Sprague Field, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Did y'all practice there too, or did y'all have a separate practice field?
We had a field to do where we were at the new high school. We had it wasn't that great a practice field, but we had a practice field. We worked out there every day.
Okay.
Behind the old
behind Central Elementary, I guess.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Behind our house where we live.
Okay. Coach, who was coaching? Who was the head coach before you came there?
I can't remember his name right now, but he was from ASU, and I don't think he played football. I'm not sure. But I talked to a lot of the kids, and I asked what kind of program did y'all have? He said, well, a lot of times we go out there, and you just throw us a football and said, pass it around. You know, they didn't run any drills, didn't know anything about football hardly, and so I decided, well, we're going to have to start some type of program. So we started running drills, things of that nature. I think when I first went there, 61, I guess. Yeah, 61. We started practices. And, I think it was about 40 kids came out with football. And it really shocked me. I mean, you know, me being a coach, how your mind works sometimes. I said, well, they're just coming out to see what it's going to be like. Well, they found out, and when we played our first ball game, we had 20 people. So they didn't particularly like our schedule that we did. Like I said earlier to you, we dressed in a room that was so small. We had a lot of togetherness.
Yeah.
So first thing we did is when we hit practice field, we started running. We'd run, I don't know, so many 40s, basically, and then I had 3 poles, telephone poles cut off, and put them in the ground, and put padding on them. And we would get in that area, offense and defense, and it was a dog fight to see who could knock the other one out of the pit. And, I think that helped them more than anything because they didn't get kills. You know?
Yeah.
They found out you could hit somebody and it wasn't going to hurt you. So we went from there, and as I said, we lost 9 straight ball games, I believe. And the last ball game we beat Gosnell. And from then on, I don't think we were ever under 500. We had pretty much winning. They didn't have the playoffs when I was there.
Yeah.
But we had some good
Coach, were you ever able to coach any of your boys? Or were you already done by that time, Charlie? And
No, I did not have to. I stayed on Charlie pretty good. The oldest boy, he was
right.
He played for himself. He was a center and a linebacker. He was a pretty good athlete.
Didn't he get to punt some too? Or I don't remember. I thought maybe Charlie.
No, like the line center. Played center on offense.
Right.
I think linebacker on defense. But he was a good high school. But Charlie, he excelled in baseball. We started a program there, and he loved baseball. He was a catcher and a good catcher, and he did a good job. He went to state, and I got him a part scholarship for baseball.
Now Matt was a quarterback, wasn't he?
No, Matt was a defensive back.
Oh,
he
okay.
Played real well, Matt did. He played at Northeast High School in North Little Rock, the same place where Todd played. Todd was an average, good football player. Of course, I shouldn't say this, but I sort of jump his tail every now and then. I know when we're playing at Catholic High in the State War Memorial Stadium, Todd wasn't doing too good on kickoffs. It's a half. I went down out of the stand, got a hold of it, and I said, I'm not going to repeat the words I used. In other words, I told him the next time he went down that football field, if he didn't knock somebody on their AA, I was coming out there, he's going to set your butt up there on the stand. And he sort of picked up. He did a pretty good job. I guess he didn't sit up there with us.
Right.
Coach, what was the Corning-Piggott rivalry like back when you were coaching?
Oh, it was unbelievable. I knew the coach real well. He was a good friend of mine. But I also always thought they cheated a little bit, but that's me. That's how coaches are.
Yeah.
For example, you could, in the spring, you couldn't have spring training.
Yeah.
Everything had to be put up and whatnot. And when we go over there to play basketball, we go in, and all the lockers had football pads, pants, shoes, everything in their locker. So I know they were practicing illegal as far as that part goes. But it was a big rivalry. It was really a big rivalry. And we pretty well split with them, I think, pretty much. I know that year, in '68, I guess, when we slapped that new defense on it, called that split six, what we called it. I can't explain it right now. But that was a big, big win for us that year. Absolutely.
That's awesome.
I can remember one thing about Piggott.
Okay.
We went to Piggott to play, and they were. This stands out so vivid to me. We were on about 3-yard line, and we ran an off-tackle play. Or excuse me, they were on the 3-yard line, and they ran an off-tackle play, and he fumbled a football before it went into the end zone. And one of our backs kicked the ball up and was standing there holding it. If he'd been thinking, he could have run 105 yards and he scores. As far as that part goes. But they called it a touchdown. And Lord, I looked up, Carl Williams, of course, he was down on that end of officials, and he was really talking to him. And I started out over that way. And when I did, the referee turned around and he says, touchdown. put his hands up in the air and touched it. Well, I like to think it. I jumped their butts, and then everybody in the stands from Corning, I thought this was going to be a riot. I mean, they were coming down out of the stands, and I'm a hollering, get them back, get them back. It was awful. I'm telling you what. But it was exciting times, I can tell you that. And of course, Homer Pillar, he was right in the middle of all of it every time. So, we had a lot of good coaches too. I mean, we had, as you mentioned earlier, along the sideline. I mean, they went from the goal line to goal line. It didn't make any difference. I mean, defense, they weren't there. Offense, they were there. They could tell some wild tales. And like they said, they could put out some good advice sometimes, I guess. I didn't particularly like it. It's things you have to accept, that's for sure.
Yeah. I've got a question that's non-sports related, but what was the city of Corning like back in your day when you were here? Was it a pretty thriving community?
Oh, yeah. Very thriving. We had a big factory there. Two grocery stores. Theater.
Now, is that Miss Alice talking or is that Lori talking? Both of you? Oh, I know how that is. Everybody, all three of us know how that is.
Easy, Rich.
But it was enjoyable. I really enjoyed it. And I enjoyed the years I spent there as a principal with Dutch as coach and Campbell as coach. I can tell a story on my daughter. They gave tests every year, particular tests the state did. And when you finish, you would go back to your classes. Well, for some reason, the crew of girls that Lloyd had didn't show up for classes. I don't know, it's 10 or 12, I guess. And I said, well, I know where they are. And I got one of the coaches go with me and the guy. I said, you get to the back door so that they can't get out. Well, I started to call the fire department. It looked like the house is on fire, smoke coming out the window. All of them were smoking.
Oh, yeah.
And I went in there and in the house, and I thought they were. I don't think any of them ate the cigarettes, but they got rid of them. I said, get your family back to school. They went back to school, and I told them to wait in my office. I don't know how many they were, but I gave each one of them a lick with a paddle. 3 days or 3 licks? 3 days or 3 licks.
Wow.
Are you the one that caught Coach Wall smoking?
What?
Are you the one that caught Coach Wall smoking? Dickie?
Dickie smoking? Who? One of the Wall boys. Did you catch him smoking?
No, I don't remember that I did.
Okay, well, he had told us one of the coaches had caught him smoking. I couldn't remember which one it was.
I had talking about smoking. I had one when I was at Walnut Ridge named Slusher. He was a very, very good athlete. Noon every day. I could see his hand come out of that little room outside the Agri building, and he'd smoke a cigarette. He was a heck of an athlete. Around particular, I don't know who was playing and whatnot, but it was halftime, and we weren't doing too well. And, he was our, what we call our rover monster man. We were playing the university's defense back in that time. He hadn't done well in his position, and I just jumped all over him and I said, Slusher, what you need to do, we were playing at Walnut Ridge, and the Agri building was right off the track from where I said, what you need to do is get your butt up and get over there in that agri bill and let somebody hand you a damn cigarette.
That's funny.
His face would have red, but he got up and started this. When I told him, get your butt over and sit down.
Oh, that's funny.
Well, Coach, listen, I know we went past the time frame here, but we love hearing the stories. We love hearing your passion for, obviously, for Corning, the city of Corning, the Bobcats back in, and the school district. And I just want to really say thank you for coming on. From my knowledge, I'd say you're probably the oldest living head coach in Bobcat football history, if I had to guess. And that's awesome, man. That is fantastic stuff there. That really is. And we've heard so many good stories about you, so to get a chance to visit with you today means a lot to me. And I know we're getting crunched up here on time, but I just want to give you one more opportunity here. Is there anything else that you want to say in closing here before we get off?
Yes, I'd like to tell all the kids, young men that I had, that you're part of my success. I appreciate what you've done for me. And you got to remember, I wouldn't have been where I am today if it hadn't been for you. That's players for me, and I appreciate them all very, very much. And it's fond memories, it really is, especially when I hear from some of them. And I just want them all to know that I love them, and I can't help them too much now. I tell everybody that if I can't get better walking from the pain at times that I have, that I'm going to be walking like an ape by the time I'm 91. I'm bent over so much. But I thank y'all also. I think it's a wonderful program you've got going, and I just hope you'll keep it going. And go Bobcats, and maybe we can interview again at 95.
That sounds great.
Hey, that sounds great, Coach. Thank you so much for that, and we'll keep our word. We'll keep this thing going for you, and we do appreciate everything you've done for the city of Corning, and appreciate you taking the time out today. Coach, you have yourself a good day, sir.
Bye, Miss Alice.
All right, guys, that was the legend, Mr.
Paul Stovall.
Paul Stovall. Coach, Mr. Paul Stovall. There we go. I want to thank you guys for this is probably our longest episode.
I think the first one was.
First one you think might have been?
I think we started at 6:30 and just now getting out. But anyway.
All right, real quick, Lynn Thomas, I missed these. Watching you guys on my way to St. Louis for game one. Hey, go Cards. Big game. Mark Hufford, tell Indy I need a raise for my camera work last night. Mark, we'll work on that, buddy. We'll see what the old business budget has there. He did do a good job. Jeremy Woods, those guys in the class of 75 could possibly have the most wins and best winning percentage of any class that has ever came through Corning. Love listening to you guys. I did too. That was really, really good stuff.
That was great.
Thanks everyone who tuned in today. Had several people on with us today, and we really appreciate you. I also want to say thank you to Laura McDowell as well for helping me get Coach Stovall on there. Obviously, Miss Alice as well. All the folks from Class of 75 that joined us earlier. We appreciate you guys. And we had 2 different sets of high school kids today, which was kind of neat.
Yeah.
And I thought they did a great job.
I thought the band did a really good job.
I was impressed with the cadence.
Yeah. She's
not afraid to talk.
She may be coming and working for us,
Yes, sir.
doing some sideline reporting. She doesn't know it yet, but she may be. So we appreciate that. You gentlemen have anything before we get off here? I know we're
yes,
almost
everybody. We have not mentioned one thing about Corning football today. Folks, we got Hoxie at Hoxie tonight. Yep. Come out and join us at the game if you can. We need all the fan support we can get, and if not, tune in on CSR on Facebook or YouTube, and go Bobcats.
Yeah, these 2 guys, y'all have the call tonight for the game along with Jeremy as well. You guys will probably be in the booth. I will be outside, I think, of the camera people, but we want to make sure Coach Poe and everybody's got room in there.
Would there ever be a chance of me and Jeremy or me and Rich or all 3 of us having a couch like down there in the corner of the end zone.
I think we need to do that at some point.
That'd be awesome, man. I was thinking about that last night.
Yeah, and one that has the reclining. I think we need to do that at some point. I don't know why we haven't yet. Shame on me for not thinking of that. I got to be a better manager here than that. That's
that would
awful.
be pretty cool, though, to be right down there on the field.
Yeah, it would be neat. It's hard to call a game from down there.
Me and Jeremy could get tossed, but
that's true. I could see you going out and tackling somebody too. Richard had to hold you back. I called a couple of series with a wireless mic one time from down there, and it's just hard. It's really hard because you can't. You need to be up above and see it play out. So, but he's right, Bart. I'm glad you mentioned that. Rich and Bart and Jeremy, they'll be on the call tonight. We'll be live on Facebook, YouTube. But we'd rather you get out there.
Yes,
get out there,
be there if you can.
Because Hoxie's fans.
What is it? 45-minute drive?
Maybe. Depends on who's driving, but
that's true.
But Hoxie's fans will be geared up because it's homecoming, and they'll be loud, they'll be proud.
Man, I hope they don't shoot them freaking cannons off every time they score a touchdown.
I bet they will for homecoming.
I know that one year when they first got them two brothers from Jonesboro, me and Ralph did the game on the radio.
Yeah.
I said, my God, Ralph, you think we'll ever run out of cannonballs? They didn't shut off like 40 of them.
Yeah, we were talking about the Cardinals earlier. I can't remember. I think it was Mike Shen used to tell a story about this pitcher who kept giving up home runs, and the manager came out to do a mound visit, but he didn't take him out. And he's like, "Why didn't you yank me?" He said, "Oh, I'm just giving that fireworks guy time to reload."
That's good, man.
Yeah.
That's good.
But look, Hoxie, great program. Coach Sears has done great stuff there. But listen, man, you don't play logos. You don't play on paper. You take your best 11 versus their best 11, and you decided on that gridiron out there, and that's what will happen tonight. And anything can happen on one night, I can promise. We've heard and seen a lot crazier. In fact, we've streamed crazier things. A couple of years ago, we went to EPC. They were a 40-point favorite over Hector in the first round of the playoffs, and Hector beat them by 35.
Wow.
That night. It was unbelievable.
Any team can be beat at any time.
Amen. You got to believe it. It starts with belief, and I think these kids will do that. Is it tough to bounce back from last week? Yes, it is.
Yes, that was a tough one.
And you couldn't have put another opponent in front of them on their schedule that would have been tougher than this week. But that's going to test them, and that's going to be good for these kids. It really is as we go down the stretch here. So, So get out there and support them. You know they're hurting from last week. You know they are.
We are.
We are. So get out there and support them if you can. I know sometimes that's not the case, but if you can get out there and support them, do it. So you guys have any last words here before we get off?
No. Nope. Everybody be safe driving to the game tonight.
For Rich Martin, Bart White, Andy Earls here, I want to thank all you guys. God bless you for tuning in. And as always, go Cats.
That's right.
Red Taylor Ford, your family-owned and operated hometown dealer right here in Corning for over 45 years now. Any of your automotive needs, go by and see them, whether it's sales, maybe new or used, or parts or service. They've got you taken care of. You can see them Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m., or Saturday, 7 to noon. A lot of friendly faces there, like David and Brent Taylor, Jim Clifton. Or you can call those fine folks at 870-857-3516. Find them on Facebook. Find them online, www.redtaylorford.com. Proud sponsors of KBKG More Music 93.5 FM and of the Corning Bobcats. KBKG More Music 93.5 FM. Corning's hometown station. That's what you're listening to right now, and we appreciate you for tuning in. Hey guys, if you want to tune in every Friday night during football season, we'll have all the Corning Bobcat football games live on your radio waves right